do Sunday fun days all the time? Those were the days. We would just start at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Those Sunday fun days were rough. Because what we would do is, you gotta do the clap to line it up. Mm-hmm. What we would do is we would grab like a 30 rack of whatever, and then just
like Michelob's,
whatever cheap beer we could find, and just go to town on it.
Well, during the football season, we would go to Buffalo Wild Wings, and then we would go to the Horse and end the night there. Well, for the most part, and then we would walk back.
What is the Horse?
The Horse in Salty.
It's a bar. It's just a bar over in Campbell Hall. It was so the Sunday Fun Days process was that we would go watch football, and then we would. That was before like when I worked at ShopRite, we would do the Sunday Fun Days. Yeah, but then we would just grab a 30 rack and drink all night until at least the sun was up, and then we would go to bed.
Yeah, and then he would have to wake up at like 3 hours and like call out of work.
Yeah.
See, I was never a big drinker like that. Like we used to go to at the table when I worked at the table when I turned 21. Tuesdays and Thursdays after work, I'd get off at midnight.
So 6 months ago.
Funny, ha ha ha. No. Then I would drive up to New Paltz by myself and go to P&G's and make friends. I do that every Tuesday and Thursday. I could do that and then go to work the next day. But that was the extent of it.
I'll never forget New Paltz. Like my friends all went to New Paltz. I refused to sleep away at college. I commuted to college every day from Long Island to the city because I knew if I was to get a dorm room, I would never get any work done. Even though I still barely got any work done when I was commuting, I did most of my work on the commute home and there.
Okay.
So when I was with my friends, I'm like, I don't know how that anyone maintains this lifestyle. I would be fucking hammered 24/7.
That's why you have to learn to have self-control.
Nope. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
You wouldn't get it.
Yeah.
I guess not. I don't know. I always have self-control.
The thing I'm not good with is moderation.
Yeah, like that's a big part too. I mean, like
I'm not gonna just have one beer. I'm gonna have 35.
I have discipline. Don't get me wrong. It's just the I just feel like
what's the point?
If you're in that environment, like everyone's on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
See, I've always been the mom out of the group, so I have one or two, and then I'm taking care of everybody else. That's just my MO.
No, I feel like if you're going to be that person to go out and just get fucking hammered and then you make yourself somebody else's problem, I wouldn't necessarily hang out with you after like the second or third time I've seen that happen. Like that's like seems to be your motto is like, all right, well you're just going to drink and then I'm going to have to like figure out how you're getting home and stop you from getting in trouble. I don't have time for that. I don't really have friends like that either.
Yeah, but then I worry about what if something bad happens and like they hurt themselves walking home or something. Like that's what I think about, and that drives me crazy.
Oh, so you're just imposing on God's will? Because if God wrote the ticket, get hit by stray car because you're drinking at 3 a.m, then you're just taking away from God's will. So you're a monster.
I don't think so.
You're a monster.
Like, what if I get plastered one night and like I need help? I would hope that somebody like me helps me out.
But the thing you're missing is that I'm not saying that someone doesn't get hammered like a once in a while and gets taken care of. I'm talking like on a daily basis. Where
no, I don't do it on a daily basis.
I'm not saying you.
Yeah.
I'm saying that whoever people you actually feel as if like, all right, your mentality is to have 2 drinks and then patrol everyone else.
I'm just not a big drinker. I don't like getting wasted. I like feeling like coasted, like I'm cool, like I'm feeling tipsy, I'm just in the right spot where I'm still in control of myself and what I'm doing.
Makes sense. I mean,
and that I'm safe because I worry about like something happening to me too.
Yeah, that's a different thing. 2 beers and worry about yourself.
It's also like I'm a girl. Like it's different for guys, I think.
Yeah.
Nah.
You don't worry about you getting drugged or anything like that? I do.
I have.
You've gotten drugged by accident or on purpose?
I think it was an accident. I think I drank the girl's drink and I got fucked over.
God damn it.
That guy did not get lucky that night.
The funny story was
maybe he did with TJ.
No, so what happened was I was at this bar in New Paltz nonetheless, and I was with all my friends, and the one girl I was talking to, her name was Rebecca. And my ex from high school's name was Rebecca. So I went to all my friends who went to high school with me. I'm like, yo, I'm drunk. I think it's a great idea. Like, tell her, you know, what's your name? And then she's like, Rebecca. And I was like, oh. And then everyone's like laughing with me. And then she goes, and then we start talking some more. Then she goes, oh, she just got like a new drink. And then she hands me the drink. She goes, hold this. I go to the bathroom. So I'm drunk. So I start drinking her drink, forgetting that it was, that she gave it to me. And then she got back and she goes like, she's like laughing. Are you drinking my drink? I'm like, oh, I'll get you another one. I'm sorry. And then I blacked out at that point. And my buddies the next day were like, what the hell happened to you last night? I thought I just got drunk. He goes, no, dude, you were like, after talking to that chick, you were just not even there anymore. So I'm thinking like, now my brain goes worst case scenario. Did I really get that drunk? 'Cause I remember everything up until I had her drink in my hand, and then I just blacked out. I remember I had the spins the next day. I was vomiting all the time, and I remember like I had like the cold sweats. I'm thinking this is a hangover, and then they're like, "I think you got drugged, and you just drank that girl's fucking."
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you're saying you had cold sweats? You definitely sounds like you got drugged.
I don't know. I never got drugged purposely where I know the side effects of it afterwards. But I definitely
for yourself.
Like,
I'm gonna have
let's
to
try this
now.
for fun.
I'm gonna have to like I'm gonna relive that moment and see if I really got drugged.
You should do that in the comfort of your own home.
Fuck that. Buffalo Wild Wings? Yeah.
I've only been in Buffalo Wild Wings maybe like twice.
The food is amazing.
It's all
Dude,
right.
you ever have
Amazing is an overstatement.
it's the trashiest food ever. It's like anybody
I think you can get better wing sauce anywhere else.
the food's not good. No one goes to Buffalo Wild Wings.
I do like their street tacos. Though.
The street tacos are good, but like it's like legit like
You have tacos at a wing place?
they don't even have
Why
wings
not?
at that wing place. They give you they give you like whatever they have frozen for in stock. Like they don't actually have like fresh wings. I bought wings in a bag from ShopRite. I'm sure much fresher than I'm gonna get at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, the worst you can do is probably TGI Fridays. It was the first place I ever worked for a restaurant. I won't touch that food
All
ever
those
again.
chains, all the food in
Disgusting.
there is just all stuff that's frozen overnight. That's why I'll go to a restaurant when I know that they go like, oh, sorry, we're out of this, and this. I go, okay, that means that it's all fresh every day, that they run out of stock.
Yeah.
So when you have a certain dish, they run out of it. I know that that's freshly delivered for that day. So, I haven't tried this yet. You ever tried this before?
No.
You're a
No.
whiskey. You're trying to get into whiskey, right?
I'm trying to get into whiskey, yes.
This was a recommendation that I got from a fellow follower.
I've heard of the brand.
Yeah,
I've never seen it though. Like,
I will try it because why not? Ooh, I like it when it pops.
that's
But
what she
he puts a lot-
said.
What?
I like when it pops.
Are you supposed? No
All
one's
right.
ever said that.
No, but you guys still laughed.
Well, yeah, because once it pops, you have to abort it. Now you can't now, right?
Segway.
Hold on. That's a heavy pour.
I was gonna say you
2
you
fingers.
went to. No, that's not even 2 fingers.
Remember I was telling you before about moderation
Yeah,
and
just
self-discipline?
keep going.
Yeah, it doesn't
2
exist.
shots of vodka.
Like, what if you hate it? Then you still gonna force yourself to drink it?
No, I just give it to a friend for a birthday gift, and I fill it whatever up with water, and I just kind of melt this a little bit, so it kind of looks like it's
Wow. Solid.
yeah. No, I've thought of this before.
So if you're ever
Oof.
getting whiskey from fucking TJ,
Yeah,
it's
if you ever get a
probably
bottle of whiskey, I'll
You
use.
re-gift it again.
Yeah.
Yes. This thing's definitely got some fumes to it, though. My God. So I'm drinking the mic. Oh, it's not bad at all. It's actually really good.
I just got a
Noble
whiff.
Noble Oak Double Tree Rye.
Oh, it's rye.
That's right. Do you want to try it?
Okay.
Okay. That's enough.
Not for me. Oh. Nope, not for me.
Do you want to try it?
No,
Not for me.
I thought you wanted to get into whiskey.
I do, but that was.
you're off to a rough start.
Yikes.
Close to the mic. It's always one. It's always one.
I did not like that.
So, all right. So then I guess we'll just get into the topics.
Well, you segued it, and then
I
you stopped.
segued, yes, but I also stopped it halfway through. So obviously the whole Roe v. Wade thing just happened. As a woman, how do you feel about the overturn of that?
Honestly, I didn't even.
Really, you had no clue?
No, I don't
What do you
really.
live under a rock?
Damn.
No, I mean, I didn't like watch anything. Like I knew that there was something going on, but
It was all over everything, though.
I find that sometimes getting too heavy into like politics and stuff like that is just overwhelming and exhausting.
It is, but with that particular situation, that kind of impacts you directly.
I mean, yeah, I think everybody has a right. Well, every woman has a right to do what they want with themselves.
True. I mean, yes, I agree. But I feel like there's always like, all right, so if we're going to do that, there's always going to be that compromise somewhere where it's, yeah, you can do whatever you want. It's your body. It's your choice. But now also, too, it's like there's also two people involved, you and the guy. So, wow, what's this guy obligated to do? If you decide to keep the baby, what is his obligation based off of your choice? Because if I hear one more time, well, he got her pregnant, I'm not hearing he got her pregnant. You both
no,
fucked up.
it's two parties, but also like there's a lot of circumstances. Like, did you use protection, or are you guys both a bunch of dumbasses?
You can't prove any of that though. Like you
no,
can't,
but
yeah.
like as like let's say if like it happened to me or a friend of mine or whatever, like, did you know willingly you didn't use protection? And that's like also like there's so many things you could do after that to still prevent it.
Are you saying that going into like a trial for like for child support kind of a thing? Like, did you wear protection? No. Okay, so now that's 50% off of the next bill.
No, I just think that people need to actually have conversations and think like, yes, it's my body and I get to choose whether I want to keep the baby or not, but I would still also like see where the guy was at and also like where if you're in a relationship or not. If you're in a relationship, that also has a lot of weight to it, I think. And seeing where you're at, like where you want to be, what your goals are, then that's a serious conversation you need to have right then and there.
No, I agree. I think too is like if you're talking like one night stand situation where now, oh shit, now I'm pregnant after meeting somebody at the bar, bringing him home and getting pregnant. Now you choose to keep the baby. Is this guy obligated now to?
So technically, I'm a child of that.
One night stands?
Kind of.
All right, let's drink to that.
So for me, like learning about all of it, I think I was 11 when I found out.
Okay.
Everything. So for me, if that ever happened to me, like if I was in my mom's situation, like how she was with me, I would. I don't know. I mean, he didn't want anything to do with me, and that's his own business, and that's fine and whatever.
True. It's sad that it's
I mean,
that
yeah,
way,
but it's whatever now. Like, I don't have any,
daddy issues?
No,
I doubt that.
No. The dad that raised me is amazing, and I love him to death. He's my best friend.
Oh, no, I'm sure.
But I don't like... That's his choice. I'm not, like, offended or anything like that.
True.
You know what I mean?
Does he know?
Oh, yeah, he knows.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he ran away. He didn't want to sign his parental rights.
Wait, so did he run away prior? You don't have to answer any of these questions.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'm very open about it.
So he had 9 months to decide if he's going to stick around or not, or did he buy the...
Yeah, no, he did. But
why the fuck would you stick around for 9 months?
No, but he didn't though. So
Oh.
my mom told him, at least what she tells me. I don't really know for sure, but she told
we'll have
him
her on next week and figure this out.
She told him, that she was pregnant, and he said he didn't want anything to do with me.
Oh.
He didn't want to help her, nothing like that. She was like living actually in a women's shelter when she was pregnant with me, which is crazy. I just found this out a couple years ago, which I think is a little fucked up. I think,
yeah, definitely.
you can at least...
Is your mom funny?
What?
Is your mom funny?
No.
I figured you could at least get like a sense of humor out of that situation.
No. I mean, she's very introverted person. She doesn't like talking about that stuff, so me trying to get out of her was hard.
Is she okay with you talking about it on the show?
Yeah.
Well, not like she's going to listen. But
No, she's not going to listen.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't tell her, but I'm very
Well,
open about
thanks
it.
for promoting the show. I appreciate that.
I noticed there's more people out there that have been in my position than not.
So many people out there in your position, yeah.
So I feel open talking about it. But like I said, I think that as long as you tell the guy, and if he's in or out, then he should sign his rights away, though.
Do you think there's a legal... Okay.
If he's out, he should sign his rights away.
Oh.
I think that's...
If they did a thing where it's like, all right, you want no part of this kid, you're not going to pay any child support, nothing? Okay, so if your girl gives birth to the next Serena Williams, you have no legal obligation to collect any type of birthday gift or present or any type of
Well, yeah, because I mean, let's say if
that should be a law.
Let's say like he didn't want to be a part of it, but he wouldn't be okay with signing his rights away, then he should be involved.
Is there a thing you sign your rights away?
Yeah, so it's your parental rights. So my mom had to go to court, and he actually ran away. They had to find him, which is wild.
Your mom sent Dog the Bounty Hunter to go find this dude?
Basically, the state police found him in I think it was like North Carolina or something. He went far.
You would think that he was like a runaway slave the way he
went far.
Taken to the road.
He went far. I mean, when all this was going on, I think I was 6 months old, and my father that raised me and my mom were dating at that point.
Okay.
So they were like together, and he was trying to help her. But
what did your mom say to this guy that make him go, I gotta fucking go south? Is he trying to make it to Mexico?
No, he. I mean, nothing really against him, but he's white trash.
Oh, okay.
He's white trash. They're not really nice people.
Nothing against him. Fuck him.
I mean, I don't want to like.
Don't worry about his feelings now.
No, I mean, I don't. But I also like. I try not to have beef with things I don't need to. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah,
I try not to put like bad energy like that. I don't need that. You know what I mean? It's just drama.
I promise you, anyone who's white trash got offended by that. Maybe just stop being white trash and not be offended by it.
Yeah.
Upgrade yourself to Noble Oak. Noble Oak double.
But I think that, like I said, if you don't want to be involved, sign your rights away, because you can't come back 10 years later and expect to come in and then try to fight for custody. That's not right.
That would be weird, though.
I don't think that's right.
To think that, like, maybe... Well, okay, so now imagine you're a young guy and you get the woman pregnant and then you sign your rights away, your parental rights away, and now you have no obligation to the kid or anything like that. And then later on in your life, when you grow up and you realize what you did was fucked up and you want to come back and try to, like...
But then that's your responsibility to talk to the mother.
Right.
Because, so what happened to me is that my biological father's dad, so my biological grandfather, found out where I worked when I was still in high school.
Okay.
And came to my job.
Fridays?
No, I was working in the Commons at the time because I was still in high school.
Oh, okay.
And I wasn't there, but I found out and told my parents. And my parents called and be like, hey, like, we told you if you wanted to get involved, like my biological grandfather, you'd have to speak to us first. You can't just go to her.
See, that's gonna be hard on the grandparents too. Where if your kid
yeah,
runs up, no,
I mean,
I'm not siding
yeah.
it, but I'm saying on the fact that like you have a grandchild that you can't see because your son's a dick.
And it probably happens an awful
but
lot.
But it's scary. Like for me, like back then, like I was scared because I'm like some strange older man came to my job
Looking for you.
I have no idea who he is. You know, that's scary for me. You know.
How'd he find you?
He apparently found me on Facebook. And ever since then,
social media, bro.
I have all my things on private now, mostly.
Yeah.
Why, just because your grandma wants to come find you?
Because he wanted to come find me. Well, because I mean, you could see it. I mean, I had mostly everything private, I guess, but not where I worked. I wasn't.
Right.
I mean, I was in high school. I wasn't fucking thinking like, who's gonna try to see me at work and try to stalk me? You know what I mean?
That's something different.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like a Lifetime movie. Imagine like.
Yeah.
Girl gets pregnant in high school. Dad dips. Mom dies. Contacts the person like, yeah, your daughter's up for foster care or adoption. No one wants to take her in, but you have no rights. Comes back, tries to win her back, but she's 11 and resentful and angry, and then all of a sudden he's Brad Pitt, and then and you go back to him at the end because that's how it works for that guy.
Yikes.
Write that down. Someone write that down. I'm gonna forget that for later.
Well, good thing it's recorded.
You can write it down later.
Don't fucking sass me in my show. I don't know who the hell you think you are right
It's
now.
got 2 types of recordings going right now.
Remember before when I said don't sass me on my show?
I'll just let you know.
Gotcha. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means.
Oh my god! If
But
you
I have
bring up
this-
the chickens, dude.
Leave the chickens alone. That's a thing. Because actually, a friend of mine did contact me who listened to the show, and she legitimately, shout out to you, Jen. She said, I did read something about that, and then she was going to go look further into it.
No. I mean, I get it. Like, I believe what you're saying.
Right.
But it's all bullshit. Just because the chickens are scared doesn't make anything.
No, it's not this. Did you hear this conspiracy theory yet or no?
No.
I say people.
I don't
have,
remember what episode it was on. But.
It was like a few months back. I have the thing where I thought that people were anxious because the way that we killed our animals, in the horrific ways that they were like held up, the chemical, the anxiety chemicals in your brain that go off,
Okay.
they get into the meat, and then when you kill that animal, that meat's like kind of tainted with whatever living condition they're in.
So.
I don't believe it.
I wouldn't say killing like the animals, but I think when you're cooking, I think there is some things with that. Like when you're cooking, the energy that you put into your cooking is what comes out.
I was on your side until you said that.
Yeah.
Why? You don't. You
What do
never.
No.
Oh no!
You're not rubbing
are you one
off
of those
your
girls
energy
that has
on
the
it.
stones in
No,
a
no,
water?
Rubbing her
like-
crystals
What's
before
on,
bed.
what's on your neck? What's on your
Fuck
neck? What is that? Is that a black teardrop? What is it?
I don't know. I got it at the store on Main Street in
All right.
town.
I'm just waiting for you to be like, yeah, and it's supposed to give me wealth every Thursday.
No. I don't believe in crystals like.
Okay.
I'm not like no. No.
Okay, go on. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's your point?
So like, let's say Aaron, the cook at Blarney's.
I don't know.
It's fine. You don't want to know him.
Shout out to Aaron.
Nobody wants to know him. Stay away.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so he is always grumpy and not a nice guy. He's a dickhead. And like sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, when you like when you're an asshole and you're cooking food and you're giving it to other people.
I love how you're
everyone is
outing this
crying.
guy's work.
Oh yeah, I don't care. He knows. I'd say it right to his
Yeah,
face.
but that's just because he doesn't give a shit about his job. It's not
Yeah,
because
but,
he's in a
like-
bad mood and his mood energy is
But working in
getting
the
into
restaurant
stage.
industry, like I guarantee you, if you talk to any bartender, waitress that has worked there, worked anywhere, is on the same page as that. Like, let's say you go to a really nice place, right? It's all nice, very good, whatever. Cooks are fantastic. Food comes out nice. You're happy. You leave happy, right? Then you go to a place like Barney's, and it's good for drinks. But when you're ordering food and you have a cook that's a dickhead and is chain smoking outside and whatever, you're not really leaving happy after you eat.
Well, I just think that's more because the cook sucks. More
I
I
so
didn't know
than-
that place even had food.
Exactly.
What do you cook? Just normal
Exactly.
bar food, burgers, and chicken
I mean,
tenders.
and we have Irish food too. I mean, our fish and chips are actually pretty good.
Fish and chips.
Yeah, and our wings are.
Well, I know
Pretty good.
the theory I was saying was the conditions in which the animals were held and before slaughter, and even the types of the way they were slaughtered was tainting the meat, which then we
I don't agree
consume.
with that. No.
Well, I hope you don't, because you just talked about energy and angry people chain smoking outside. So I think all credibility to that statement is.
I think that's just working in
Are
a
you big into
bar.
energy? Are you really big into like people's energies?
Yes and no.
Do you ask someone's zodiac sign prior to talking to
No.
them? Okay.
No.
God, I hate people like that.
No. A lot of girls are like that.
Oh, I know.
Oh.
A girl came up to me at the bar about that. When,
I
when
think-
I was like, she's like, "What's your zodiac sign?" And I was like,
Annoyed. That's my
oh,
zodiac
yeah.
sign.
I was like, "I'm a Capricorn." She goes, "I don't like Capricorns." I was like, "I didn't fucking ask." I was like,
I think that's just them finding an excuse or validation to like
pursue
to pursue or not.
Yeah.
But I do think that like your zodiac sign though does tender to who you are as a person. But I wouldn't use that as an excuse to pursue somebody or not.
Yeah. I mean, I would never do that, but if I'm talking to you and you're like a Niners fan, done. I don't give a fuck what zodiac sign you
Who's
are.
a Niners fan?
Plenty of people.
That's sad.
I know. Kenny. But back to do you want more? You good?
I
There you go. Okay. For the camera.
yeah. it's just
So
for the
my
chef.
my conspiracy theory is that I thought about this the other day because they have the whole thing about not being able to abort, the other thing. So when COVID happened, all these old people were dying. Remember how they were saying it attacked the elderly, people with conditions, pretty much people with experience throughout history, right? People out of the civil rights movements died, right? And now as we go into this progressive nature of teaching, they don't even teach like slavery or like they try to avoid certain topics that are uncomfortable for kids to learn. And so here we go with this. So now we're dealing with this social media wave of all these morons trying to figure out how to make things better, but they're also counterproductive, making things worse for everybody. And now everyone's like, the older generation's dying away, and by the thousands in which COVID came in. So now imagine having like all these people who can tell you, oh yeah, the civil rights was like this, oh this was like this, the women's movement was like this back in the 60s and 70s. And now those people are dying, and by the time the people that are now going to be not able to be aborted and grown up, they're going to be learning from the idiots who are living in the era where they wiped out all those people. They're going off of books and the curriculums in which we make in our school systems. So are we trying to make more like stupid people?
I mean,
Conspiracy theory.
I don't know.
They're
I mean,
trying to like forget the past.
Yeah, and then how do you do that? By if you start aborting kids, that like now you have these kids who weren't aborted. They, you know, most of the people who actually go for the abortions understand that they either medically can't have a child, or they know they can't financially support a child, so the kid's going to go to the foster system or adopted or sent off to the grandparents, or if they're even around, somewhere these kids are going to go. These broken children are going to go somewhere, because even though you're saving a kid's life in the womb, you're not saving its life when it leaves the womb and the life it's going to have afterwards.
I know a girl who's gotten like 5 abortions.
That's crazy. But then my point is now, like, who's that kid going to turn to? He's going to turn to whatever sources he has, and if everyone who's with, you know, you get where I'm going with this, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, I've worked with kids for almost 10 years. I was a preschool teacher, so I've seen a lot of broken.
I'm going to stop you right there. How many jobs have you had in the 25 years of you living?
A lot. I usually work 2 to 3 jobs at a time.
Oh, okay. Because every time I talk to you, you've brought up another job.
Yeah,
that
but I
you
can
have.
say the same thing about you.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I feel like you wear so many different hats.
I've one job the last like 11 years.
Yeah, but you do this, and then you write books. You wear different hats.
I'm talking like, none of those.
I thought you were talking about actual hats.
I have a lot of hats too.
No, not actual hats.
All right, so you worked for a preschool for 10 years.
For 3 years.
3 years.
But I've worked with kids like for 10.
Okay.
Because like I babysat, I coached, and then I taught. So I've always been around kids. So I've seen kids that are, that are like, 5, going through, their parents are getting divorced. It's a hot mess. Not a great situation. Or they're living with grandma and grandpa because their parents can't get their shit together.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard, but it's also like a teacher's job or whoever's watching that kid to at least make their environment better. And everybody can do that. But there's also a lot of people that have kids that are not made to be parents. And it's sad because now you're ruining your kid's life, and then your kid is going to get into some shit, and then they're not going to succeed for themselves.
I think that I haven't thought this through. I haven't brought it to Congress yet. But I think every man, every boy at 10 years old gets a vasectomy. They go.
I mean, it is reversible.
It is reversible, and you have to apply online, maybe at DMV, to have a kid. And the moment that you
what
go,
would make you?
Then I feel like it becomes a job.
Oh no, but it is a job.
But
It is a job.
I don't think that being a parent should be a job, though. It should be something that like you want to do, and I mean, don't get me wrong, it's hard. There are hard times and there's easy times, but I think it should be effortless. That's just me.
What would make it so you can get it to have a kid?
I'm glad you asked. So, first things first, you can't be annoying.
All right, well, that's going to be...
So, if you're online and
I think 90% of the population is annoying.
Then I guess we're going to have a good 95% swing in those people. I don't know. But I think I think anybody can have a kid. The freest thing you can do is fuck, right? That's why all these like urban areas have such a wide population of children, is because they can't afford to do anything else because of the situation they're in. All they do is fuck. Think of all poor areas. They
also get more money for the more kids.
Well, that too. I mean, that's if you follow, go down that road. But I'm saying, like, anybody can fuck at any time, right?
Yeah.
You could go to a place, go, hey, you want to fuck, and they go, yeah, sure. Does it cost anything? No, it's absolutely free. All you gotta do is just find a spot. Oh, do you need an apartment or like a hotel? No, you see that fence over there? Just push your face against it, and I'll take care of it from there. Like that's how free fucking is. So. Anybody can fuck. So just like you're applying for like a license to carry a weapon or to go to to get like a library card.
So what? Now you need a license to have sex?
No, not a license. I'm saying that the process to get these things. So every 10-year-old boy gets a vasectomy, and then when he gets his shit together, like a job or like a 10-year plan, him and his girl get to apply online. Right? They'll sit down with an agent and they'll go over their finances and see where they're at. Just like if you own a gun, they gotta ask you like, where's the safe? Who lives in your house?
But who's to say that your financial situation would make you a bad father,
Well, if you're making $30,000 a year, you shouldn't be pumping out kids.
I mean, I agree with you, but that doesn't make it so that guy's going to be a bad person.
Just saying, the adoption agency, you could jump through hoops to get a kid.
I also think that at 10 years old, that a boy is not fully developed, so you wouldn't be able to get a vasectomy at 10.
Fucking don't care.
Then they'll not be reversible.
I've done little to no research in this statement.
I can tell.
But it
just clip your nuts off.
I think when
makes me happy
after like you hit your puberty and your balls dropped is when you should be able to get a vasectomy if that is the case that you're going with.
So you're saying you should make like an underwear where it actually hangs low enough where if your balls do drop and you see it's actually in the cup, they're like, oh, let's go to the doctors.
Yep, it's time.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I'm cool with that. Why do we neuter our dogs so they don't overpopulate, right? Like I neuter your cats.
That, but also when you have a male dog and he's got huge balls because he has so much testosterone, that's flowing.
Well, if you start clipping dudes early, we'll have less of that rape problem.
I don't.
No,
No,
that's not true.
a lie. That's a fucking lie. That's
I know.
bullshit. Bullshit.
But I do think at some point we need to start figuring out how to make people apply online for kids.
It would never work.
I know it never works.
But it's also
a crazy idea.
But you could still fuck all the time for free and just wear a condom, or there's other ways to prevent it.
Go out.
What
No.
a condom is? How much is a single condom or a box that you buy at the gas station? It's 3 condoms, right? You guys don't really. I think it's like maybe $5 for a pack of 3.
All right, cool.
It's like $5 for a
So
pack.
you only get to fuck 3 times? See,
There's
now, if you
other
don't buy
ways
the
you can
concept,
finish that's not inside.
So I have a.
So you're telling me
Yeah.
I need $5
I'm gonna tell you right now.
for 3
I'm
times?
trying to tell you this
this
Monster Energy drink is less than this pack of condoms. I think I'll go with the Monster Energy drink. I'll tell you this though, I have a horrific story about condoms. That's why I have to order all my stuff online because I can't.
You know what would be cool?
Oh my God.
If you could take like a pill.
Men should take a pill. I think men should take a pill.
Like instead of going out and buying a condom, right? You take you go out and you buy a pill and you take it and you shoot blanks for that 12 hours.
I don't know if I would want to do that though because I think
I think that messes with
you'll
your
mess
shit.
with a lot
I'm
of shit.
sure it would, but,
just like when girls
imagine
take
something
birth
like that.
control, it messes with their shit too.
Fuck, I hate it.
Yeah. Are you on birth control? What does it do for your moods?
So I've tried a couple different ones. I've tried the shot. I've tried different pills.
You try that football tee looking thing where they dig it in your leg?
No. Horror stories. I will never. No, that's one route I will never try.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't suggest that. It kind of depends. I mean, there's also pills with no hormones, so that doesn't fuck up your balance. But then there's still other complications with it. I mean, for most girls, a bigger problem is weight gain with taking the pill.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of
That's
girls
the
don't
biggest
like
thing.
it.
When I took the depot shot, I used to be like a toothpick, and then after that, I was 20. Can't go back down. This is it, and it happens to a lot of girls.
What
it
is
sucks.
it?
Like what I was
Like your
maybe
weight? Your weight is it?
my
or-
weight. Yeah, I was 105. I was very tiny, and I'm 150 now. So I mean, it's a decent amount of weight, but that's something you could change.
You don't think you could burn that off?
No, because also my body type is different now too. That also affects in it. Like I was very, very slim.
I think you
now
could-
I'm more curvy. I
Right.
can't. There's certain things that just won't.
No, yeah,
You became a lady.
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
your structure is one thing, but I feel like there's definitely a way for you to if you wanted to lose weight, I'm sure there's probably something.
Yeah, but I don't think when I look at myself back then, and I look at myself now, I think I look more healthy now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Obviously, every girl wants to lose their little pouch and whatever. But
I mean, if you're
there's
comfortable where you look, I mean, then by all means,
yeah.
stay the way
But
you
I
are.
think for me, I wouldn't want to lose my curves though, because I think if I were really to work out and really cut down and do calorie deficit or whatever, I think I would lose all that, and I don't want to because I
funny.
like those parts of me.
It's funny you say that because my friend, she was a big girl and she lived in Louisiana, and black guys loved her because she was a big, thick white girl, right? And then the moment she lost all that weight because she got the stomach surgery, the first thing I asked her after complimenting how she looked, I'm like, "So what's your black guy turnaround?" She goes, "They don't even talk to me anymore. They don't even look at me." And I was like, "I knew it.
I mean, every guy has their type, you know what I mean? But same
Yeah.
with girls. Girls have their types too.
I think black guys love the thick white girl with the script breast tattoo. That's when you know. You know what I'm talking about?
Shut the fuck up, dude.
You know I'm right.
Yeah, you're
All the
not
skinny
wrong.
black guys love a thick white girl, and she's always got like blonde hair, and then a big breast tattoo right across the middle.
See, I think having a breast tattoo is really just slutty.
Slutty.
I guess cheesy and white trashy.
I do not like it.
I think
I
it's
don't
white
like
trashy.
it either, but I mean,
I would never. I
Yeah.
have tattoos, but I would never put one on my boob like that.
yeah. Spin the leg, so it's see it, the one. Yep, like that.
I'm just gonna hold it.
spin the leg.
Can you get your life together, please?
I got it.
Saying like make sure the leg and
Why
the.
don't you get a good
the
fucking mic, dude.
It's a fantastic mic. That's a normal mic thing.
Are you doing weird shit with it? Is that
No,
why
I'm
it's a
doing
little
weird shit with
lopsided?
me.
He's just
no,
moving.
I bumped it with my foot and then like.
But
it was almost a tragedy.
the condom story I had. I had to buy condoms one day. And I went to CVS in the Galleria Mall. That's how long ago it was. And I was trying to figure out, like, whenever I had to buy condoms, I always had to, like, match it up with something. Like, condoms and, like, a bunch of other groceries I didn't really need.
You were afraid to just buy condoms on your own?
Yeah, because I'm big into my personal life. I don't really talk about it very often. Or, like, little things like that. So that was one of them.
You literally talk about your personal life all the time.
Well, now I do. But back then I wasn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I get that.
Yeah, so I remember I had a whole bunch of shit in my hand, and I was online at CVS, and the guy was ringing people up, and I remember I was like keeping like the comms in the bottom of all the shit that I had, and then when
you had to like sneak it in the middle.
Yeah, I thought I was holding the bottom, and then I put it on the counter, and as the guy's ringing it up, he sees the condom. He goes, "That's my man right here. That's what's up. That's what men get." And then I was like,
I don't want them.
Amazon from that point on.
Wow.
Yeah, I never bought condoms in a store
Did
ever
you feel
again.
embarrassed?
I legitimately could have like, hey, can I borrow that cable behind? Thank you, and just doom, like right in the fucking.
Yeah, but I feel like then people are like, oh, he's being safe.
No one thinks that. They go, this dirty little fuck is just dumping guts in plastic bags.
So
I don't know.
My ex that I was dating, like after I graduated high school, I would have to buy the condoms because he wouldn't do it. I bought them. I didn't
Why?
care because he was too afraid to buy them by himself.
I think is that a thing? Are you scared to buy? Oh, you're probably not scared to buy condoms. But I know a lot of.
I don't buy condoms. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, he's like condiment. Oh, condiments. I'll have that.
I'll buy
that.
condiments.
Yeah, condiments.
I love good spicy brown mustard.
Yeah, but anything that's going to keep your spicy brown.
I couldn't tell you the last
off of somebody.
I bought condoms. I couldn't tell you the last time.
Does that scare you?
No, I'm fairly
picky.
Yeah,
no,
I'm not messing around.
He's going to say fairly skilled at like. He calls.
Oh no, my pull-out game is pretty strong.
Yeah, he's like Indiana Jones.
Every guy says that. Every guy says their pull game is strong.
I've been at it for a while, and I don't have any.
Fine, but as from a
trophies, I don't have any
from
of
a
those.
woman's perspective, there's been like a time that I'm like seeing somebody on the regular basis, and not, like we're like exclusively hooking up, right? And he'd be like, "Oh, like I think I'm gonna finish inside," and like doesn't matter if I'm on control. And then we ended up like not using condom. I'll cut that shit out right quick. Right then when he says it, out. I don't play that.
Wait, so he's like, I'm gonna go, and then
yeah, like he's like, I'm gonna come inside, and you're like,
you just
no,
donkey kick him right off, like,
dude, what the?
It's not cool, but it's not cool. Like,
no,
it's not cool. Like, oh, I'm gonna finish inside. Like, no, that's not cool. Especially if the guy's on top and like he's bigger than me. There's I don't really have that much of an advantage.
Oh, you do. You just reach right around that backside.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And you just fucking like when you're checking for change in the vending machine, he's gonna give it one of those things, and the guy's I tell you, his fucking balls will shoot up into his chest.
No, I mean, it happened to me twice.
You know what I'm talking about.
So like, I'm usually very like, especially if it's like somebody new. I'm like, you have to wear one. I'm sorry. You never know, and I'm very one for like being very safe and clean and whatever. So like even like after I've hooked up with somebody, like I'll go get tested. That shit scares me. Getting something that is my anxiety, my biggest anxiety.
True.
As a woman, at least.
I think everybody. I mean, like
I don't think guys really worry about that shit that much. To be honest with you.
I mean, everybody's different.
I worry about that. I think I
definitely worry about it. But I try to,
because sometimes the shit between your legs is poison. And I gotta worry about my shit's gonna fall off.
The girls I mess around with, I try to keep them. Like I know they're not getting around all the time.
Yeah.
And
but also, you don't really know.
No,
everybody.
They don't even have to be getting around all the time.
That's what scares me, because like a friend of mine, she was hooking up with one of my friends. I mean, we're not super close, but like a guy friend of mine. And like I was like, no, he's fine. Like he's good, whatever. No, she got something from him, and I'm like, you never know. You really don't.
What things can be cured and what things can't be cured?
Chlamydia can be cured.
Gonorrhea can be cured.
Gonorrhea.
Syphilis.
Who gets syphilis? I haven't.
I don't.
The last time I heard of someone getting syphilis, I was in high school.
I didn't even hear anybody that I knew get syphilis. I heard a lot of people get chlamydia.
You know what's crazy
what
is
chlamydia,
the amount of
anyway?
the clap.
Yeah, but what is it? Like what is it? Like what symptoms do you get?
It's an STD.
God damn it! I know what the fucking STD. What is it? Like, what are the symptoms? What is it? What does it look like?
Dude. It's STD.
You're not fucking helping me.
I literally just said I don't know.
Okay, but you're still.
Don't sass me on your show.
Should I look it up? I'll look it up.
Yeah, because
It's crazy because I find a lot of people figure out that they have STDs because their partner cheated on them. My friends, that happened to my friend's little sister.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Well, that was okay. Okay, symptoms.
Happened to a buddy of mine too.
I'm assuming probably fever.
They said many who have chlamydia don't develop symptoms. They can still that wasn't have. Symptoms may include genital pain, discharge from the vagina or penis.
Ugh.
Just shooting lightning bolts.
What, like just some?
I mean, let's see.
Ugh. Imagine that. Just some like.
It just has a lot of pain, like just pain,
discomfort,
and discomfort. Or like for girls, it could be like bleeding. That's pretty much about it.
Fuck
though.
that,
It's a lot of pain.
I better go buy condoms. I'm just kidding.
I will never do that.
Yeah, I'm actually against condoms. Bad for you.
You try and treat girls' stomachs like Planned Parenthood? Like, what do you?
Yeah, gotta keep
Do you know how much it is for a girl to get an abortion?
Nope.
No.
$600.
That's it?
And it should be free.
It should be free.
There's no
It should
such
be
thing.
free.
There's no such thing as a free lunch. Okay. Who's paying for it?
It should be free.
Because my taxes come out all the time.
But what if a girl gets raped?
Healthcare should be free. Honestly,
but what if she
healthcare
doesn't?
should be free.
But yes, healthcare should be free in general. But if a girl gets raped and she doesn't have health insurance,
See, that's
and
scary
she
though.
doesn't.
Yeah, but if you don't have health insurance, you can get Medicaid, and they'll do that shit for free.
Yeah, but sometimes it doesn't really work out
So
that way.
the thing is this: what you're about to say is like if a girl gets raped, and it should be free, correct?
Yeah.
But I disagree with that. Only reason why I disagree with that is because people will go down the road of saying I made a mistake, and I know it's gonna be free if I said I got raped. So who's getting pinched with that false accusation?
But this is also This is a reason also why people should be more forward about going to the police and. You know,
it's not that easy though.
No, and I agree with that. I've had a friend of mine that was in that situation, and I was like talking her through it because in college, my first semester, I was part of a like domestic violence kind of thing or whatever, and I was trying to tell her and it was with her boyfriend. That's what's even worse. It's like
her boyfriend did it.
It was her boyfriend. She said no. And then, shit happened. I mean,
no, it's not uncommon to get, assaulted by your significant other.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's more common than people
or sexually assaulted, I'll say, by your significant other.
But also then sometimes I think that maybe the person, like, if let's say you go to the police, you go to court, they get convicted, right? Then they should pay for it.
So
I think that should be part of it.
You're saying the due process is if you go, you get raped, there's a kit, and there's statements and all, and like a whole thing.
And if you want to get an abortion, that man should pay for it.
With his life.
That too.
Chop his cock off.
Oof. Imagine that they have like a cock guillotine.
They should do. Honestly, I think they should do that.
Robin Hood Men in Tights with fucking Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
You ever seen that? And he's like, oh, we're doing circumcisions. And he uses a little thing.
I feel like what you should do is like if you get convicted, right, and then all of a sudden
if you get convicted of rape, you should get your dick cut off.
It's not gonna change anything.
They ain't gonna be raping nobody anymore. Rapists get released from jail. They're not
gonna get penetrated, but they're gonna still get assaulted.
I mean,
rape is not a sexual.
They'll end up getting raped in jail anyway. I mean, it all kind of circles back. I'm just saying
if you're gonna end up getting hit with that charge that you put your finger to 2 rings that attach to strings, right? You got to hold your hands up, and the moment that you can't hold them up anymore, so you pretty much cut your own dick off. Not gonna solve the problem, but it's a lot funny to watch. I would definitely watch ESPN highlights for that.
Oh my God.
They'll be like they'll make a record where it's like he held it up for 9 minutes. You see that? Crazy. Put a fucking textbook on his hand,
They just keep adding weights every minute.
Yeah, just like in the Crucible, just putting the stones in the dude's chest.
Oh, you'll see a lot of men cry.
Yeah, well, rape is not necessarily an act where it's like I'm just so horny I got to fuck something. It's a power move.
Of course it is.
So cutting his dick off is not going to change anything.
Sure will.
No, because a man.
I'm not saying he would stop assaulting people, but he definitely ain't going to be.
He'd definitely be sitting down when he pees,
slamming some girl to the
ground, and then maybe he'll get syphilis off the table, off the toilet seat, and there we go. Syphilis is back, and he won't know because he has no discharge out of his little tube.
It just discharges out of his butt.
He just got like one of those like one of these, like those little things you have in the bar where you stick in the bottle, top of the bottle, so that the bugs can't get inside. That's what he puts in his pee hole for any type of like leakage. You know what I'm saying?
You're an idiot.
I solved the problem. I'm solving problems this whole fucking time. Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You should have to get like rapist tattooed on your forehead or something.
Like in the Girl Dragon Tattoo, how she like pretty much like gave this guy like this whole scenario because he raped her like twice.
Yeah.
And then like she takes a dildo and kicks it into his. You ever seen this before? The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah, that was a rough. That was
yeah.
a bad.
This guy who managed this girl's finances would pretty much every time she needed like a advance or whatever for whatever it was, he would first he had her blow him, and then the next one he like, raped her in the ass. Like drugged her or whatever. No, I forgot. He handcuffed her, then like this whole thing. So then she came back and seeked revenge on him, and pretty much like knocked him unconscious. He woke up at his place and he's like completely like naked, and she had a metal rod in his ass, and she just fucking punts it into there. And then she said whatever she said to him, and she goes, and just in case you want to do this to somebody else, I want to make sure that you don't. And she like gets on top and starts tattooing "I'm a rapist" on his chest. So now like every time he saw her, he was like all like a scared dog.
I would cower in fear too.
No, yeah, dude. Someone kicked a rod in my ass.
If someone kicked anything into my ass,
listen,
well, especially a rod.
Uncomfortable.
Anything. Imagine someone kicking something up your ass.
Imagine getting kicked in. Someone kicked me in my ass.
Just imagine something in your ass. Meanwhile, most guys want to do a girl in the ass.
Some girls like it.
Wow.
But then also like depends like how big the guy is, like, and like if there's things in the mix.
I think I would be really upset if some girl was like, "Yeah, you can put it in my ass," and then the whole time he's like, in the back of my head, it's like, "Because you're just not big enough to make this hurt, so you're more than welcome to."
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, go ahead."
Yeah, so you just put it out there so every guy knows not to ask for anal. It's like the only reason why girls want you to do anal is because your dick's not big enough to hurt her. Problem solved. That's another problem solved.
Okay, but then there's also like times where guys are so small you can't even have sex.
What do you mean you can't have sex?
You've
had a micro before?
Yep. I don't want to say it was like micro. It was thick, but it was very small.
So like
it's like a chode, I guess.
My friend likes to say it will scratch the sides of a tuna can, but won't hit the back of it.
Not even like. It was a guy I went to high school with.
What's his name and address?
It was 2 summers ago, and
2 summers ago.
2 summers ago.
Okay, someone better do the detective work. 'Cause I want to see this guy's micro dick.
Well, like we used to be friends in high school, and then like we ended up matching on Tinder or whatever, and like we hung out, whatever. We're getting into it, and he got undressed, and I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, this okay. From looking at it, I'm like, all right, this is fine. Like
every girl's story starts like that.
Yeah.
You always have the hope, like, oh, that's just him not hard yet.
No. I mean, it looked. It wasn't like.
What is this conversation?
I don't even know.
I'm diving.
I don't know.
I'm diving right into this.
So we're like about to like go, and he like just can't get it in. Like we tried several different angles, and it just really wasn't working. And I was like, it's all right. And then like he's a nice guy. Like I could tell that he was a little embarrassed. So I'm like, all right. So then like I ended up.
Was it actually hard, or was he like?
No, he was. No, he was.
Did you flick it? Like, what do you mean? How the fuck do you know? How do you know that's full throttle? Don't laugh. This guy needs to know.
Poor guy.
Well, so anyway, I ended up like just kind of getting him off, right? Which is fine. And then we ended up talking for 2 hours, right? And then he took me off of everything. You
have a secret.
Let
me ask you, when he could get it was like little driblets?
No, I mean it was. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so then he like wanted to stay and like hang out and talk. So I'm like, all right, it's whatever. Like we, I wouldn't like go like text like hit him up and be like, let's do this again. I wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nothing happened for me. But then like the next day I went to like go message him and was like, oh, like I hope you got home safe, like just to be nice, because I've known him for a while.
He's embarrassed.
And he took me off everything, Instagram, Facebook, like everything. It was that's how excessive it was. And I'm like, this is a little weird.
My man was embarrassed.
I guess, but I was cool. I wasn't like, I didn't laugh at him. I didn't like.
That's like. There's no coming back from that. What do you keep checking my fucking?
If you want to, I'm gonna be a fucking host. Shit.
Drink your own fucking drink, dude. All right.
Anyway.
Believe this guy? You believe this guy?
So How often does that actually happen where a guy's dick is so small that you can't?
I don't know. I don't experience many other guys.
I'm definitely
going to
Google this when we're done. Like, I got to look up, like, small.
It happens to girls a lot. It's not fun.
It's probably more common than you think.
Oh, it
I mean,
is.
having a small dick is one thing, but imagine having it so small that you can't even, like all right, so.
Was he heavier or no? Like, was he a little bit bigger?
Was he a heavy guy?
No.
Well, I'm just saying because like maybe his gut was like getting in the way of like what he was.
Okay,
No.
first things first. I'll tell you this. If I'm walking on like a hardwood floor and a little nail sticking up just a little bit, I'll feel it, right? So like, there's no way that this guy's dick is that small where he couldn't get inside you.
I'm telling you, didn't
work.
work.
You gotta think. There's
also
you're not hitting anything if it's like small.
Well, yeah, but she's saying couldn't get inside. Period. Like, it wasn't like inside, and she was like, "Oh, is that your fingernail?" Like, no.
Yeah, but like also like not every all dicks are very different. You know, some also dicks like kind of curve one way, curve the other way, or whatever. Like that also sometimes comes into play too. Like I said, I mean, all the angles weren't working.
So what should this guy do with the rest of his life then?
I mean, he should
go
stop
see
going on Tinder and matching with all my friends. Because that's what he does. You should just
has
stop,
any of your
period.
friends hooked up with him?
No, I told him not to.
You fucking dick shamed him?
Yep. I mean, I didn't like dick shame him, but I told
This
him not
poor
to.
guy.
Like, because it's like, what? Because he's gonna do the same thing that he's gonna get a blowjob out of it, and that's it, and that's not fair. Because
That's
he
my
didn't.
fucking hero.
No,
What are you talking about? This guy's the
because
best.
He didn't like, hey, like, can I do you? Like, can I do something to you?
Oh.
He didn't do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still nutted though.
Yeah, and then I was hoping he would just leave. You fucking assholes.
Yeah, but
How-
that's like an awkward situation, you know.
That's
so it's
so-
like,
I was being
no,
very-
I know.
and he-
I'm not
Yeah.
saying.
It's
that.
one
genuinely
thing if
believe
it's
you. I
awkward and he
genuinely do.
leaves, but he stayed and wanted to have a conversation for 2 fucking hours.
Did he talk about his small?
Did he
PP
ask
or no?
about it? Like, you didn't tell anybody? Did he ever?
No, he didn't.
he slips you a 20. Like,
and
please don't
I
do it.
wouldn't have. But now that all that shit happened, I don't really care. And he ain't gonna see this anyway, so.
How do you know?
Are you just saying my show's not popular at all? Your mom's not going to watch? This dickless guy's not going to watch? Like,
I don't know.
Dickless
I mean,
guy.
I could say his name and he'll still never know.
I don't want to know his name.
No, we don't name drop
I
on
would
here.
I would look him on Facebook immediately. You can tell me afterwards. We could look him
Oh,
up.
I will.
Yeah, definitely show me afterwards.
I wonder if I know him.
He's from Monroe, so.
That's just my brother.
Yeah, but he's my age. I don't know.
It's Shane. Oh my god.
No.
He's by the call Michaela. Just fucking what the hell is that? I don't know this bitch, I swear to God. Imagine that.
He's gonna text me. You listen to this. You're like, fuck you,
Yeah.
guy.
You guys don't have like a girl horror story or something like that where it just
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
fucking. Okay, so you
Well,
guys.
define what you mean by girl horror story.
I mean, like
Like her shit stunk.
that.
I've never
or-
had it.
Or like, I don't know. Like some
I'm trying
guys
to
talk
think.
about how like some girls are like very like loose, which I don't understand that, but
I've had horror stories where like girls just like they're very persistent, and if the word no doesn't register in their vocabulary, that I feel like I'm like how many more times in different ways do I need to say it before I'm like no, god damn it, no.
I'm just thinking about. I don't even not want to say it right now.
Okay. But I've even like when I went to Mardi Gras, like I
Who
told
won the Super Bowl.
that's the story. That's the story.
Yeah, that's what I figured you were getting at.
I was this girl at Mardi Gras. She was
All
like,
right, you were gonna bring. All
yeah,
right.
I'm gonna tell her right now. She's trying to like get with me the whole night, and I'm like, no, I'm good. And she was a fucking gorgeous chick, and she was dressed. And on every Mardi Gras, everyone gets into like a costume. So she's a gorgeous girl, dancing with her, having a good time. And it got to the point where she was dressed like a fembot from Austin Powers.
I mean that's
And
that's good.
That's when when I saw her, I was like, "Oh
Okay.
shit, you're a fembot! No kidding." And then she's like, "Yeah." I'm hanging out the whole night, and then it got to the point. I'm not gonna go through the whole story because this night I actually ran into my ex in Mardi Gras. Like we were both going because her friend lived in Louisiana, my brother lived in Louisiana. We were both going to Mardi Gras after we broke up. You know, we were gonna pretty much just like this is our way of stretching our legs and being away from each other. And it ended up being that like I went to a bar and there she is. So after like getting like yelled at, I left and then ended up going to another bar where this fembot still resided, where I thought my buddy had removed her from the situation, and pretty much at the end, it came up to the point where I was like, she wasn't understanding the word no because she wanted to get like a hotel room and everything, and I pretty much showed on the phone
It's a
like
little extra.
I guess she was like in a 6-year relationship and she was like done with the whole thing.
Typical.
She's a really nice girl, but pretty much in the long story short, I was just like, she wasn't taking no, so I was like, I'll tell you what, I'll do whatever you want to do. You just have to answer one question for me. And she's like, what? Like what? I don't want to do this. It's stupid. I'm like, then we're not going to do anything. And she's like, all right, what's the question? I'm like, who won the Super Bowl? And she's like, I don't watch sports. I was like, all right, so we made a deal, right? If you were to get it right, I would have done whatever you want, but we didn't get it right. And the thing is, like, I'm not that kind of guy that would ever blow up in a girl's face, like, "Fuck you, you stupid bitch, get away from me."
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It's not in me to ever really disrespect somebody, but I do have my limits where I'm like, I don't know if I can make myself any more clearer.
I mean, that happens to girls so too. Like I think it happens.
This one.
What?
I'm gonna get a colder one.
Yeah.
Do you want one?
Yes, please. I mean, I think it happens to a lot of girls too.
Flick my ass, dude.
No.
He wanted to cop a feel.
Cut my dick off over it. Anyway. So.
I mean, like last night, this guy. It was funny because these two guys came. One of them actually
That's
knew.
Gross.
No, not.
Oh, okay,
came
okay.
into the bar.
I got you. Go on.
I hate you. They came into the bar. I knew one of them because I matched with him on Hinge last year, and we went on a date. I thought he was a little weird. I didn't. Thank you. I didn't end up like reaching out to him again to hang out. Like we had a beer.
Is this small PP guy again?
No, that's a different guy.
This is.
I was telling him like two guys came into the bar last night. One of them I knew from a date I went on last year. Didn't work out. I thought he was a little weird, and I saw him outside because I went outside for some air because it was hot inside the bar. I'm like in my head, I'm like fuck. And it was like he saw me. He knows I work here, and I'm like I need to go inside. So I go inside and I'm laughing to myself. Chris is behind the bar with me, and he's like, "What's up?" So I tell him what happened. And so he comes in, and he finally asks, "Oh, like, can I have a tequila on the rocks or whatever?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I told him, like, "Hey, what's going on? How are you? Blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, I'm here with my brother." I was like, "Oh, okay, like, they're house sitting for their parents, right?" So then he finally leaves. He's already, like, kind of drunk, and his brother is trying to hit on me. So I was like, "Oh, like, how long have you been in Warwick?" And I was like, "Oh, I've been here for almost 4 years, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Oh, like, do you like it here?" I'm like, "Yeah, like, it's nice, you know." And he's like, "Oh, like," then he goes, right after that, "Are you single?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like,
oh, that's segue.
he's like, "How old are you?" I'm like, "I'm 25. He's like, "Oh, like, you know, can I have your number?" And I'm like, "No, I don't give my number out to customers." And he's like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Because that's my rule. I don't give my number out to customers." And I was like, "And I went on a date with your brother last year." I'm like, "That's not right. I don't swing like that." And he's like, "So which one is it?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Is it you won't give your number out to customers, or is it because you went on a date with my..."
That's where you failed right there because he thinks there's one or the other. So he's either like,
No,
"Oh, I do have a chance, but because of my brother and because I'm a customer. So if I don't come to this bar anymore and I get okayed from my brother, are we good to go?"
Yeah, so I
You just
told him,
say
like,
no.
I said both. And he was a little drunk. And then I didn't even understand the next question he asked. And then I think he, like, said something, like, kind of, like, snarky or whatever. And I'm like, I don't remember what it was. It was something fucking stupid. And I just walked away because I'm like, this guy is an asshole. Like, why would I just told you that I went on a date with your brother and then you're still persisting? I think that's weird.
Well, once you said no, that should have been the end of it anyway.
Well, obviously.
Well, the thing is, you
but
didn't,
it
you didn't
happens
say
all the time.
no. You said
no, she did say no.
No,
I
she
said-
said no, but X, Y, Z.
Oh, yeah, I got it. I get what you're
Well,
saying.
because I can say no
But
and
she
they're still
still
going to
said
ask
no,
why.
though, like-
They're still going to ask why.
Just be like, I'm uninterested. I've
it happens to me all the time.
I know,
So it's
I'm
like
sure.
I feel like a broken record all the time saying no,
when people
no,
ask
no.
you if you're single, you should just be like, "I'm sorry, I'm not interested." That's what you should say. You shouldn't say yes or no. You just
Yeah, but you know what? Everyone finds out anyway if I'm single or not.
true.
So I'd rather like say it from my mouth because I said
Yeah.
it, not because they were asking other people. Because that's what happens. It happens to me a lot.
Listen,
It's one of the things I don't like about working at the bar.
Men are like hunters when it comes to shit like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you're the prey at that point. If you say, no, I'm uninterested, they ask why, You can be like, I got my own thing going on.
Yeah,
and
but guys will still push though.
But the thing is, if you give them a reason, they'll fix that reason real fast.
Well, sometimes, like for him, it was different. But for sometimes guys are like, oh, like they'll laugh it off and whatever.
Why do you think guys have nice cars?
What are you trying to say?
For ladies,
dude?
but also like
I'm getting there.
Well, to show off.
But why do you think that's even important? A car could get you anywhere you could go, from a Honda Civic to a fucking Dodge Charger, correct?
I mean, yes, but also like, let's say you get a nice car because you want to impress a girl, right? Most girls don't only pay attention to like certain types of cars, but there's also like girls like me. Like I like cars. If you have like an older car that's like super nice that you take care of and whatever, that is what I like. Then you driving around some like super expensive BMW or whatever. Like, yeah.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, don't get me wrong, BMWs are nice, but like when a guy gets it purposely for that, and like not you, but some guys are a bit douchey about it. I'm not down with that. But some girls will.
All I'm saying is the reason why the whole guy having a nice car thing is a thing that was created by the guy figuring out by someone somewhere at some point in time going, oh, girls will like a guy with nice cars. So guys having a nice car or a fast car or a muscle car or a flashy car is the reason why girls are attracted to it.
It's like one more.
Do you think men would even
hand,
like take a shower once a day if a girl said, if girls were into it? Like, if it wasn't for women, we would legitimately be wearing sweaters, going to any type of job, doing whatever the fuck we're doing, and making ends meet.
But a lot of guys do that anyway.
Yeah, and a lot of those guys are happy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the thing, to be a guy who goes above and beyond all the time to impress a girl with like a car or with the way he does with his job, anything, it's not even being him. He's just living up to the expectations of somebody else, hoping to God that someone's going to bite the hook. I
don't know. I guess I don't know. I kind of feel differently on those points because I feel like that's
well, you do. I'm just saying, but as a guy, I know plenty of guys who think that like they are fucking losers, but they have the car, they have the ego, and they have the clothes to fit the bill, and you see them pulling in good girls, but they're fucking douchebags.
Yeah, that's what girls like, though.
Girls
like douchebags.
Well, also because girls also want to just be taken care of and not have to do anything. Most girls, anyway.
Right, girls do. Women don't. That's the line. I'm just saying, like.
No, and I agree with that. I mean, like, one of my friends, I love her to death, but she definitely wants to be the one that's being taken care of. You know what I mean?
I want to be the one being taken care of.
Honestly.
I think it should be both ways. You should be able to take care of yourself and do things.
Nah, I'll be a stay-at-home dad any day of the week.
But there is a thing, though, where it's like there's no shade to anybody who wants to be taken care of as long as they give back in a way where they can contribute. Yeah. But if you're just one of those people, like I was saying earlier, there's the girls that get paid by these sugar daddies. They get paid to be around, and there's the girls who get paid for. And the girls who get paid for don't have any money income coming in. They legitimately are just hot up until they're not, and then at the end, if they don't somehow fucking make a move to make the money, they're just back at whatever bar they're at trying to get the next guy.
Yeah.
But the girls who get paid to be around, if they're smart businesswomen and they're just, I'm hot and this guy's going to give me money, I'm going to start investing my money into some sort of whatever, and then I'll make my money elsewhere. So there's the girls who get paid for, and there's the girls who get paid. Be a girl who gets paid. Don't be a girl who gets paid for. I'm not talking prostitutes or...
I know.
Yeah, I'm
I know
talking,
what you mean.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure there's older guys out there that toss the hot girl like, here's 10 grand, go do what you want to do with it. Well, maybe 5 grand should make it towards some sort of like investment, and the other 5 is play money. Yeah,
I mean, a friend of mine, she used to like talk to guys on the phone. She was still bartending, but she would talk to guys on the phone.
That's a good...
And just talk, that's it.
That's up there.
You have that one?
Yeah.
She would just talk on the phone with them, and her fiance was cool with it. They just talk on the phone. That's it. No pictures, no nothing. Just talk on the phone.
Yeah,
that's so
weird. But all these old guys just want to talk about their day. That's it. No, not even anything sexual at all. Just talk about their day.
I could be comfortable with my girl doing that job
for money. She used to get dumb money, and I'm like, what am I doing with my life?
I'm telling
That's
you,
such a good side
There's some
hustle.
girls who sell feet pics. Like,
Oh, me and
Well-
her were thinking about that. We're like, we could do it. We don't even have to show our face.
I
Just
saw
our
you. You have a
feet.
size 9 shoe. You're not doing shit with that.
Shut the fuck up.
thought fucking Shaquille O'Neal walked in here with those shoes. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, it's
I don't want a size 5 feet.
Dude, I'm telling you
My
right
feet
now.
are too small.
That comment came from Noble Oak, Double Oak Rye. That's where that comment
Honestly,
came.
I fucking hate feet. So
I don't like feet either. I don't like people touching my feet. I don't like if I were to give like a guy that I'm with like a foot massage, sock needs to be on. Sock
I don't
needs to
want
be
my
on.
feet touched. I'm not touching
No.
your feet.
I don't. I have like when I go get a pedicure, I literally have to bite my own hand so I don't kick this man in the face while he's doing my feet because
Yeah.
I'm so ticklish.
Yeah, I'm not a foot guy by any means.
Yeah.
No.
Like if I watch it, like if there's like a sex scene in a movie and this person sticks that person's
Oh.
foot in their mouth.
That's
the toe in the
excessive.
mouth.
That's
the toe in the
excessive.
mouth. That's the thing, though. I've seen the toe in the mouth move before.
No,
Very classy.
My college best friend has a foot thing, and I'm the only one that knows about it. So,
Well, no, now everyone knows about it.
oh, he.
Oh.
Like I said, no one's gonna. I'm not gonna tell my friends from college to watch this. I'm
Thank
gonna
you.
tell my other friends. I'm gonna tell my inner group.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Sure you are.
I just find it funny that like people have, because some people do some real dirty ass shit, and
Well,
they know they're
everyone
like,
has their kink.
but then they're like, touch my feet. They're like, what kind of person do you think I am?
I'd rather let them hit me with a baseball bat.
I
than
think
me
that needs
stick
to be
their toe
talked
in my
about
mouth.
before. Like those like serious types of kinks need to be spoken
Some
about.
girls like, yeah, I don't have a problem you nutting in the back of my neck, but if you ask me to touch your feet, are you a fucking piece of shit? Like,
Yeah, spit in my mouth, but
Yeah.
don't touch my feet.
just give me the good old 40, 28 weeks later where you push my fucking eyes in, but don't touch my feet.
It's weird.
I don't know. I guess so. I remember one time I was talking to this girl. God, I had so long ago, and she was asking about my writing, and I was telling her that I was in the middle of a project that I was watching, like researching beheading videos, right? And she goes, "Oh, I love beheading videos." I'm like, "Love?"
Excuse me?
Exactly. I'm like, "What?"
I don't think I would ever say
And
I love.
I think what she was doing was she was trying to figure out what I was into, and then she thought that was it.
oh,
That's a terrible.
Then she goes,
that's when I do like, oh no, honey, no.
no, but that's then she proceeded to go, "There'll be more hotter getting a blowjob while watching a beheading video." And I was like, if you don't think I'm like super flaccid watching these things, you're out of your mind.
Yeah, you know what turns me on?
Like, but that's what I'm like. There's no way in hell you just thought that was what I was into.
Yeah.
Like, but there are people that are into like some weird shit like that is violent. I get it, but like, at what point do you go like, oh yeah, do you want a blowjob watching a beheading video? I'm like, no, there's too many heads in this thing to begin with. Thank you, appreciate it. Anyway, why are you disgusted? You're just disgusted with me, aren't you?
Who are you hanging out with?
Well, when I interview,
How do you see some weird people?
when I interview girls for projects, I just have an open conversation like this, and then that shit comes out. I'll get that once in a while. I won't get it all the time, but once in a while I'll get that weird chick that thinks that she's being cool by saying that, and she's actually pretty much like, well, I think my work is, I'm taking my work serious. That you think it's a joke by thinking, oh, it's cool to watch beheading videos. Like, no, it's like, it's desensitizing. It's gross, but it's also like trying to be as realistic as possible. With what I'm about to
How do you
create.
even find a video like that?
Very easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the top link, to tell you that much. You know, if you type in Nick Berg beheading video, you'll have to go like
Is
maybe
that the reporter?
I don't know if he's a reporter. I remember it was like back in like 2001. He was one of the first guys that got beheaded.
He was a reporter.
Yeah, it's a fucking disturbing video, really is. And there's nothing sexy about it or anything that could be ever remotely.
Yeah,
found
there's
sexy
literally
about it.
no sexualness.
But
to
what
that.
the worst thing I will tell you though is in that research, the cameras that got developed over the years from like back in
Isn't
2001
it's crazy.
to 2012, like you see like face blemishes and stuff like that. Like you see facial
Yeah.
like recognition and shit like that. You're like, oh my god, this is like, and then it starts happening. You're like, all right, let's get through it. It's not really watching it happen. It's the build up is what you watch.
Oh,
Yeah.
because it's
'Cause
just.
it happens
I feel
so
like
fast,
it
but-
can feel like cringing.
Well, the thing is, I didn't watch it for the actual beheading portion of it. I watched it for how the guys are reacting because he speaks to most of the time they do speak a little bit of the language that they can understand what they're saying, and if they're not speaking American or not, you kind of can tell in their face when it's about to happen, and then you just see their face go pale because they know it's about. Like Nick Berg, that horrible video it was, he was quiet up until the end when I knew they were kind of wrapping up a little bit because he starts really screaming, and that's when they push him over. I'm like, and I kind of cut it off right there. I don't need to see any more, but you get that realism in it, and then that's what translates into your writing.
Okay.
So
I don't think that was one clean swing.
That wasn't. They went from
him.
the back of his neck,
Yeah.
which was the worst part because if they went to the front, he would have bled out. Because they went from the back, he had all the nerve endings up until he got to the spinal, and then until he snapped the spine, was he actually still alive?
Yeah. If you're doing it with just your body strength, it's not going to happen in one full swoop.
Yeah, that's weird, and you can find anything online, honestly.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I know a guy who looks at stuff just for fun. He's at work watching that shit. Like he's legitimately outside, like watching like cop shooting videos and these like Mexican cartel videos because the cartel film a lot more than I think. Yeah. And there was one video I saw. Someone had sent it to me. I'm not gonna say who, but it was pretty much I didn't know what I was watching at first until. It was weird because it was like someone, she wasn't tied up, she wasn't anything. She was just sitting down in the woods, and there's some like language I didn't understand was happening in the background. And then some guy pushed over and started stabbing her in the face. And I guess she was like, apparently what happened was when I read the comments, she was dating a guy from the cartel and cheated on him, or was told that she had cheated on him. And he pretty much like sent the video out to the guy that they thought, and then that was the video they sent him, was getting stabbed in the face.
I feel like if you're going to be part of a cartel or anything like that, you're destined to die.
I think if you're going to be part of the cartel as in like a significant other, you're destined to die because you're not. That guy's going down. You're not. Oh well, I had no
goes,
problem.
you go.
Yeah, like, or if he fucks.
Or you go first.
The thing is, like, if any situation where you're gang affiliated, that I think in my brain, if I'm dating somebody who's a gangster, and he fucked up somebody over, they're not going to kill him. I'm the message, so they're going to fucking do whatever they do to me.
Yeah,
and then
you're going to die
I'm not
first.
dating a guy.
That's what you got out of this?
Well, you said him.
Touche.
Man, that fucking whiskey's hitting, huh?
It's creeping.
Is it?
I mean,
Definitely
I thought you
creeping.
guys were, still in the closet.
Trying to get out.
Yeah.
You loving the shirt, right?
You've been on the spectrum for that
First
for a
things
while.
first, eyes up here.
Okay.
I'm on a piece of meat. Treat me with respect to my show.
Sure.
Anyway. Yeah, that when she said that, I was just like,
Yeah, it's weird.
who are you, dude?
That's weird.
Very weird. But then you do get. I remember a couple of times. I'll talk to a girl, like say like, wherever I'm at, and she'll be like, "Oh, I have a story for you." I'm like,
God.
"All right, cool. So we'll meet up, whatever." I remember one time I showed up to a cafe, and she saw me, and I was wearing a hat that day. Just I had a normal, typical hat on, clammed the fuck up, wouldn't talk to me at all. And apparently, the person who assaulted her was wearing a hat. And that hat triggered her because I guess I
can
looked like the guy a little bit,
Yeah.
which makes me feel very uncomfortable. But then now I started asking questions before meeting these girls. I'm like, tell me, what how do you want me to dress? What do you want to, some said don't wear cologne. Some said don't wear hats, don't wear glasses.
Yeah.
Some said don't wear hoodies. Some they legit have like specific things I cannot
Yeah.
wear. So I stopped doing those interviews. Though those got dark real fast. Almost makes you almost hate being a man at that point. Because you talk to somebody who's like, they were just dominated. It wasn't like, we got into a scrap and like, I got a couple good licks in and he got the last one. He goes, no, like I was just legitimately a rag doll the entire time.
Yeah.
So it took a dark swing, but that's okay.
We went
fine.
from fucking micro penises to.
That's the true horror story.
Yeah, I mean.
Because I don't know.
It happened.
That's why I feel bad for girls. Not for the shit I just said.
Yeah, but also like
Because guys have micro penises.
I could probably count on one hand how many guys have also have actually made me finish. There's a lot of guys that don't know what they're doing, and you could tell a guy how do this, do that, and they still don't get it.
I'll tell you what. This is a test you should do. Bring a guy to IKEA, right? Pick out a piece of furniture, and if he finishes the furniture, that means he knows how to listen and follow instructions. If he can't do it, then be like,
TJ.
That's debatable.
I can fucking do it.
Oh my
Look at this place, dude. I built that. I built this.
So we start tugging and on the furniture. It's not gonna fall apart.
Let me ask you a question.
You didn't build anything in here.
What are you talking about?
What'd you build in here?
The TV stand?
No, that came here. I was here when you got that.
No,
that was
in a box, right?
Was it?
Yeah, it had to be assembled.
What? Who assembled it?
Me and Brett.
Brett. Brett.
Brett and I.
You assisted Brett. You were like the father.
Either way, it still was built.
You were like the father and the son, where you had to like hold the flashlight.
I did all the electrical work for the drum kit.
No, you didn't. You bought that from someone.
But from Charlie, but you can't walk out of it looking like that.
Sure, you can.
No, you can't.
Yes, you can.
Noble oak, double oak rye, everybody.
Yeah, but a guy can follow directions of putting something together. That doesn't mean he can follow directions on how to get a woman off.
Does it really exist though?
No, everybody's different.
Does a woman orgasm really exist?
Yes,
it's actually a mythical creature.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it's like Loch Ness Monster.
All right, then we'll just start giving men blue balls for now on, I guess. Then.
What happened?
I said we'll just start giving men blue balls.
Then you will see assault going through the roof. I'm talking more towards 7 to 8 o'clock at Walmart.
I think I would rather take a bullet.
I was watching something. I think it was on. It was someone was doing like a podcast like this, and it was a bunch of girls, and they were talking about, are blue balls a real thing, or is it a thing?
You know what? I saw that.
I agree, they are real thing.
Barstool shared it or something.
Yeah, like I saw it on Facebook or something, and I had to watch it. I was like, I need to finish this whole episode, so I'm watching it.
Is someone finishing? Go on.
Anyway, so they're talking about like, oh, is blue balls a myth, or is it just like that 15-year-old boy there telling me like, oh, you gotta finish, like I have to finish, you have to make me finish.
15-year-old boy?
Well, because they're talking about like when you're in high school, like your first guy that you make out with, or you give a handy to, or whatever.
A handy.
And they're, a handy in high school.
Yeah.
What? You don't remember the first girl that gave you a handy?
Yeah, I'll tell you that story in a second too.
I think every guy remembers the first girl like.
I'll never forget the first time that ever happened. I'll tell you after the story. Go ahead.
So they were talking about like when you're 15, 16 years old, and it's boys telling me like, oh, I have to finish, or else it's gonna hurt or whatever, and like
it's like a guilt thing.
And they guilt the girl into doing it, and I think every girl's been a victim of that at least once.
Sure.
And that shit sucks.
Yeah, but so does blue balls.
Yeah. Imagine.
Okay, but also sucks for a girl.
Don't start something
finish.
you can't finish, right?
Okay, the same thing for a guy.
What do girls get? Blue lips? What do you guys get?
Okay, you try
just more annoying.
Oh, okay. Listen, okay. Especially like when you're in your teens, your hormones are raging more than the average. You're just getting used to it. Okay.
I'm Italian. Like, look at the hair.
So you're like, you're getting excited. You're wet, whatever, and then like.
We use the word moist on here.
Yeah.
Fuck moist.
Yeah. You're damp. Go on. You're damp.
Well, if a guy's doing it right, you should be a waterfall. Anyway. You should be.
Then you get to pay for the fucking laundry bill afterwards.
It's not like that. If it's like
Precipitation
that, that's
roof.
excessive. That's way
What do you
too
want,
much.
like a Patrick Bateman bed where it's like plastic everywhere? A fucking Dexter? What are you talking about right now? But go on. So you're saying?
So I think that it is a real thing, like having blue balls. But
it is.
Yeah, it's a real thing. I think it is a real thing because like you're building up and it's got to go somewhere. I agree with that. I mean, for girls, it's a little bit different. I mean, it's, you can be wet, but like you're kind of still on the edge. It's like you're edging and you just keep edging and edging and you can't release it. You got all that. It's all pent up. It's kind of, but it doesn't, it doesn't hurt if you like don't finish.
Yeah, no, blue balls.
It's different for guys because you have
20-pound balls between your legs.
Yeah, so I understand that, but then I feel like guys, at least boys at that age, need to also be more aware of like, okay, if she gets me out, then I really need to like try to help her.
They're never going to teach that in sex ed. Hey guys, you're going to have puberty.
Well, they don't really do sex ed anymore. They don't.
No, they don't.
They don't.
No. So they used to do sex ed classes at Monroe before I got into high school, and then they stopped it.
I went to a sex ed class in Washingtonville.
They just do like, you learn about your parts or whatever in health class. They don't do an actual sex education class. And
So
they should.
They shouldn't do sex ed. They should do sex etiquette. Where he's like, if the girl gets you off, you have to at least attempt to get her off. And if not, get a PS5 controller. If you can't afford one, then you're a piece of shit. And then get Call of Duty, leave the remote on her lap, and just die continuously in free for all. And she'll eventually begat everywhere.
Well,
KD would go through the roof.
I mean,
plummet.
Then you fucking make it work, all right?
I was 18 when I first actually went into Spencer's to go get a toy, like with my boyfriend at the time.
Oh boy, that's
and
awkward.
he was oh, it's super awkward. He was older too. He was like 3 years older than me, and I was a senior in high school. So we're going, and I'm like super nervous because like I haven't like done it, had sex yet, and we're going in, and I'm like,
You haven't sex yet, but you're getting a toy first. You're jumping chapters, there,
oh,
girl.
there's certain things in the mix for me
Okay,
that follow, but
go on.
anyway, I wasn't ready.
Right.
Whatever. So he was like, oh, like we can get a vibrator or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I was super nervous because I'm like, I've never been into the back section of the store.
Yeah.
And I think every person gets to that point, right? So we're looking.
Guys go back
and
like,
then,
oh, this
and then,
this?
oh,
okay.
the salesperson's like, oh, like, can I help you find anything? I'm like, no. Like, no,
Yeah,
just leave me alone. I'm fine.
It's like a hard thing to go in.
You know
there.
what I mean? So like, I remember going in, and of course, I picked probably the girliest one. I think it was purple and pink cheetah print. It was like a bullet. Like that's what it was. Like the smallest fucking thing
What, it
you
goes
could
on your
get.
finger like a ring?
No, it's like this big. It's like the palm of my hand.
It goes on the palm of your. Oh no,
like
the
it's
size
the size of it is like the palm of my hand.
Okay.
You know, it looks. They called it like a
What are you,
bullet.
a fucking Power Ranger? Just like.
I didn't know what I was doing.
Put on fucking
More
Thanos glove.
Listen.
They should make a Thanos glove vibrating hand.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do somewhere on the internet.
Yeah, you lose a stone.
I got
you're
all the
fucked.
stones.
Yeah. Like, where's the one of the stones? It's like, oh no.
But I remember like going in and I'm like, this is so embarrassing. And then like even trying it out was like at his place. I mean, he's still living with his parents, and like that's just like weird and scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's just. I feel like it's awkward too. Like with
super
being
awkward.
there with him. And
Yeah, and especially because he wanted
At
like
his parents' place too.
yeah, he was still living with his parents.
So would you say? Oh no, his phone was vibrating in the nightstand.
Well, like so his bedroom was like kind of like
He's playing Call
on
of
the
Duty.
outskirts, like where the garage was, so it's kind of separate.
Okay.
You know. And then like he's like, oh, like let's like lube because he wanted to do like anal, and I'm like, no.
What,
Yep,
your first
yes.
time sounds a lot better than my first time.
No. It really wasn't. It was so like he wanted to do like I don't know why I felt like
You're
doing
just shitting
anal
on
was
every
better than
guy.
actually having sex first. I don't like.
You're setting the stool for every guy who wants to have sex with you. She's like, they're pretty much like, I can't do none of this.
I don't know what was going through my head or whatever, but like I thought it was a good idea, and like I guess because he was an older guy. I mean, he was
21.
almost. I think he was 20.
So
He's
he's
20,
an
almost.
older guy with experience. He's a 20-year-old guy, but to bang an 18-year-old.
He definitely had like barely any experience. I think he had like one other girlfriend before me.
Okay.
I know how to pick him.
Yeah, you do.
Yep. So I remember like just being uncomfortable and whatever, and like we're like trying, and he like bought this like weird like strawberry like flavored lube or whatever, and I'm like, it was.
What, for your asshole? What,
Yep.
We gonna have like taste buds in there?
I don't know, man. I was
Maybe
not
he
down
was
with that.
Go down there.
No.
Okay.
Big no.
I feel like if you're gonna get flavored lube, it might as well be like a candy shop everywhere you go.
No, it was so uncomfortable and like scarring for me that I didn't attempt it for a very long time. Mm-mm.
So I'll tell you. My first handy ever was leaving. I guess my school, what they did was they had this thing where I'm still friends with this girl to this day.
Okay.
We laugh about it like every time we see each other. Like, so what happened was on 8th grade, you go into 9th grade. And
Thank you.
Yes, but you go from middle school.
Eight goes to 9.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad we all established that. Noble look. So we go from. Yeah, when you go from middle school to high school, they have like for all like the 8th graders, they go on this trip to this water park area, right? So
Oh God.
I'm not sure where exactly this water
know
park.
this story.
Yeah, I don't know where the water park is.
I'm very intrigued by the story so
So
far. Water park.
There's
Okay.
one girl. She's really cool, but she's a little bit more experienced than me. She was like, she was very into me, so she's like, "What do we should do something at the water park." I'm like, "All right, well, what do you want to do?" And she's like, "I'm your sex genie. Whatever you want to do, we'll do." So that's what she said to me.
Ooh.
So I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." I'm fucking nervous. Like I'm at the point where I'm like not like gonna throw up, but like just like I'm just.
You got your tummy's like turning.
I think I'm gonna throw.
Yeah, my tummy hurts. So at one point we find each other. She was in the bus and I was in the bus, and I remember she found me, and she was like, "Oh, we'll do a couple of rides and then we'll dip off and go do something else." So we got one ride where it was like a dual tube where she sits in the front, I sit in the back, and she told me, she goes, "When we get into the down the slide, show me where it's at and I'll grab you."
Oh.
So I was like, okay, cool. I find nothing wrong with this, right? Nothing in my brain goes,
You're about to
this,
get your dick touched for the first time.
yeah, this isn't going to go bad at all.
Oh.
So some fucking college kid, pushing kids down this slide. He goes, "All right, you guys good? Good." And he starts to move us down. We're going. She puts her hand back. I show her where it's at. Now we're like fucking whipping around. And I'm like, holy shit, she's going to rip it off. She's going to she got a chimpanzee grip on my shit. And I'm talking like this is the most violent slide I've ever gone down in my life. I've never gone in a water slide where I was like, where was this slide during this time? So I'm sitting there like I taste blood in my mouth. My eyes are getting itchy. I'm like, she's gonna rip my dick off, and nothing's gonna happen ever again. We go into the water, and I remember I was in the water, just like I could just breathe in now and end all my pain. It hurt so fucking bad, and she's a sweetheart. Like I remember, like I'll still see her, and like I don't think I've ever told her that version of the story, but we always laugh. Like, remember back in like 8th grade when we tried that crazy thing? I'm like, yeah, I remember.
Still have the scars.
Yeah, it's like no one's ever.
We'll never go on another water slide ever again.
Dude, no one's ever grabbed me that hard in my entire life, and I felt as if because you're supposed to hold the handles on the side. Well, she had the one handle and then the other handle behind her, and that was keeping her on the float because she could have potentially died, I think. I think if she would have fallen off, I would have rolled over her, and then she would have bent up into the thing, and the next person would just went boom, like right past her, and all of a sudden now it's Kool-Aid at the bottom of the pool. So.
That is...
What's your first hand job story?
That's an
I don't
epic
even
story.
remember, honestly.
No?
Nah.
No.
I think the first one I gave was...
I think it was on a rock.
Was that a rock?
Yeah.
Were you in the woods?
No, but you know where I live.
Yeah, there's rocks everywhere.
Yeah.
Just picked a
Or
rock.
you know where I lived. And
Yeah.
no, we were like hooking up. I'm pretty sure that was it. And
Where do you look?
Hmm?
When you're giving a hand job, like what do you look at?
I think, well...
Say like,
So my first boyfriend in high school was 16, and I think the first time I ever like gave him a hand job was in school. I don't know if you've ever been in Monroe High School.
no.
Okay,
I went into their pool one time.
It's a very big school. That's a middle school. The high school is a big school.
No, it's a high school, isn't it?
No, it's a middle school.
All right.
So there are side stairs on each floor. There's 3 of them. So it's kind of like a triangle kind of like looking thing. So, but there's doors to every opening of the stairwell. So like during class, like you can hide in between the door and the wall and no one will see you coming like they're coming towards the hall, right? So I remember like him texting me and he was like, oh, like, meet me on B floor on the east side or whatever, in the east stairwell. I said, okay. And like, he's like, he kissed me, whatever. And he's like, took my hand, stuck it in his pants.
that's the move.
That's it.
That's the move.
And I'm like, okay. And then like, ended up like kind of like giving him like half a hand job, I guess. Cause like, where's it? You know what I mean? Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't really finish you off. And, it's also my first time. So I'm like, I don't know what to do.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So next time you ever give anyone hand job advice, be like, just get a carrot and a peeler and just learn how to do that. And then you just build a muscle.
I was 16. It's my first boyfriend. Every girl goes through this, that like you don't really say like no, or you don't really tell them that you feel uncomfortable. Like most girls have that stage.
I've said before in the show many times, I'm 100% sure I've made, I've been sexual contact with any girl. We're still good to this day for the most part. Yeah, I think every single one of them is still good. I guarantee if I made them uncomfortable at one point.
I think every guy
100%.
does, and there's times where like they do it because they don't care, and then there's like there are guys that don't know they're doing it because they don't know, and that's
that's
okay.
the
Like,
point.
I mean,
That's
it
also up to
happens.
the girl too to like say like, hey, by the way, like I was cool with it, but at the same time, like the way you went about it, maybe not so like next time.
I mean,
because you're not, if you don't tell that guy that, you're not helping the next girl afterwards.
Oh no, and I agree with that. I mean, back in high school, I was so shy. I didn't have a voice for myself. Like now, I will tell a guy anything. If I tell him just like I don't want to do shit or whatever,
Yeah,
I'll do it.
You're not very shy anymore. You just yell at everyone.
I do.
No, I
I'm
mean
a
not only are
yeller.
you not shy, you out at every dickless guy you've hung out with on the
No shame,
Yeah,
baby.
you just
No
been
shame.
tearing guys up.
I know. That needs to happen more often.
Well, because I think girls need to voice that. I'm like,
You should send
it
this
happens.
podcast
Like,
to him.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you should listen to this episode.
Him and his he probably got implants from then, right? He
if I had a
2
dick that
summers
small,
ago, I don't know.
He probably took like a bag full of oranges and string
I
and
don't
tied
think
to the
so
tip of his
because
dick and let it hang.
Yeah,
I
I'll go
told
see
you
the-
he was matching my friends on Tinder, and he sent one of them a dick pic. Still looks the same.
You saw the dick. Do girls? I'm so glad I don't send dick pics.
When you add somebody on Snapchat and I'm with my friend and you send her a Snapchat while I'm with her, she's gonna show me.
Hold on, why the? What is?
I
the,
don't show.
I know- I know-
If you have a
my
dick
friend.
that small, you're gonna send dick
Yeah.
pics. Good for him, I guess.
if your kid has a hobble, you're not going to put him in a race. You keep the kid on the sideline,
It's
right?
not even a third leg.
Right, what I'm
It's not
saying.
even an arm.
If you have Simon Birch as a kid, he's not running the race. He's sitting with you on the side.
He's giving the water. He's giving the water.
There you go.
He's giving the water.
Someone's gonna get wet, right? I think all you do is stare at me this entire time.
You're just one-liners are just.
Well, eventually, one of them will be a T-shirt. I feel like somebody's gonna get wet. That's a T-shirt.
Amen. We should make that happen. You gotta trademark that though,
Somebody's gonna get wet.
TJ.
Just underneath it, like dash TJ, like how Jesus makes quotes. I'm not saying I'm Jesus, but you've never
Jesus.
seen me or Jesus in the same room.
Here we go with this.
Oh God, what?
Nah,
He was trying to convince me that he's Tom Brady.
I didn't say I ever was once Tom Brady. I said that I have
Similar
the
features.
the similar
And
attributes.
me and Shane talked about this,
What?
about your whole theory about Tom Brady.
What's my theory about Tom Brady?
You tried to say you're faster than Tom Brady.
I was.
You're trying to say you could throw the ball as well as Tom Brady.
I'm saying I could whip it. And I could whip it good.
Not as good as Tom Brady.
Well, he's also.
And you're definitely not faster than Tom Brady.
I think he runs like a
You
4.7.
when you run, it looks like the video's in slow motion.
Yeah, no, it's really bad. It really is bad. But the thing is, too,
You like that guy that's like,
if you ask any of the guys that they have this like flag football league around here, if when I play with them, I'm like getting like 4 or 5 touchdowns, and I'm slow as shit.
Yeah, that's why you're getting touchdowns, because they're like, this kid's fucking slow as hell. Don't worry
But
about
the
him.
thing is, like, got the hands.
That's fine.
Yeah, so I'll take that.
go ahead, boost yourself up.
Oh, he doesn't need it.
I don't need it. No.
He hypes himself up more than.
So I hype myself up. Then when I shower, I let all my crying out there because I can't see it. I just water running down
So
my
is that
face.
what you did this morning?
Yeah, pretty much. I cried all day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah.
But we will get into the next thing here. The Thors. You're loving the Thors. Is that light still on?
It is still going
That's
strong.
so cool. I love it. Because pull it up.
I guess I'm worthy, huh?
Fuck. Shit. So you're into the Marvel movies.
I am.
Do you think this new Thor movie's gonna be good?
You want to know how it?
I don't.
Oh, I'll tell that story.
I don't really think I can compare it to any other Thor movies previous.
What do you mean?
I don't think it's gonna be a lot of action. I think it's gonna be a lot of him like laid back. Don't get me wrong. I like that he's trying to take a better route for himself.
Oh, you think it's not gonna be an action-packed movie?
I don't think so.
Interesting. I didn't.
I
never
think there's
heard
going to be
that.
scenes with
don't-
Natalie Portman. I think those will, but I mean, he's basically taking a back seat. I don't think he's going to be fighting. And
Well-
I like it
Well,
when he
she's
kicks
gonna
ass.
be the new Thor.
I'll tell you this much. Yes. I definitely think Natalie Portman is going to play a part in this movie. I will tell you right now, I will be pissed if Natalie Portman, who's been in hiatus, missed all the Avenger movies, missed all the climactic finales, and they make her into something.
Is this gonna be like a multiverse thing? Is
I
that
don't
what
know.
they're doing?
I thought that. I don't know. My issue is this. I think the Marvel Universe panders a lot. They refuse to build characters for women because they feel as if women don't necessarily watch these movies very often, that they pretty much like just find ways to just like jumpstart female characters, actually giving them real like the potential build-up they deserve.
So are we gonna address then Wanda? Because did you see Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness? Okay, did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it with him.
Okay, so that whole thing, I didn't get to watch all the way through WandaVision, which I'll have to do now.
It's really not that good.
Yeah, well, that's what I heard. But I know I still have to watch it to more understand the whole premise of her.
Yeah, I will say this though. I know that her kids being so cheesy was because it's based off of like old like TV shows.
Yeah.
It still irks me, those two children. I'm so for abortion after watching those two kids. So annoyed by them.
Yeah, but like she had her parts in the movies, right? You know, and I don't really like the route that they took with her, and then like, you know, she died. I mean, they made her into
no spoilers, huh?
Oh, sorry. Whoops.
I don't think she's dead.
It's twice today.
I mean,
I think what happened was that Kang the Conqueror took her before she was able to die. And
she's still out in the multiverse. I mean,
right. And I think that version of it, I think what happened was because Kang the Conqueror is going to be coming out soon, that he came in and maybe like they're going to factor him in this somehow. And I figure using Wanda's powers for evil, I think he maybe saved her life because she's too much. They built her up too much.
I liked her as a character. I loved her as a character, and then like I don't love that she turned into this whole villain.
I like that she became this villain.
I mean, she was dark, and I mean, this movie was dark. I mean, my little brother wanted to watch it, and I told my dad he can't watch it. My dad has to watch it first, and then like.
Oh really?
I mean, the scenes.
My parents never done anything like that.
For a 7-year-old?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't think he really knows.
Do we remember the scenes? What happened with you know Mr. Fantastic and. That was brutal.
Yeah, but if you watch the news in the morning, you're watching the whole school shootings and that's on public television.
Yeah, my 7-year-old brother is not watching the news in the morning.
I'm just saying it's out there to be watched. So it's like if you want to filter a movie that you can give them an option to watch, that's different.
Yeah, but also kids that age are very impressionable, and like he will dream horrible shit for weeks. Yeah. So.
Okay, so.
I don't love, like, she did a really good job, don't get me wrong. Like, it was awesome, and I thought the graphics were really good, but I don't love that she turned into that. You know? I mean, so basically before Vision died, I really liked her character.
Try to limit the spoilers, so.
Well, I think everyone knew that.
No, I know, but I'm saying wherever you're going.
Now, yeah. You know, before that, she was great. I liked her. I thought she was, like...
They built her character perfectly.
And then I felt like they kind of just took
it
down a rabbit hole.
They did the same thing with Black Widow.
I was really sad about that.
But the thing is, like, I feel like Disney right now, with the way that, so the reason why I'm bringing up the whole Thor thing is because I'm excited for the movie. I'm excited because I love Christian Bale. I love Thor. He's one of my favorite characters of the Avengers. Yeah. But because Disney has now gone this progressive route, I'm nervous they're going to like fuck up this movie, and not because Taika Waititi, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite movies of all time. Right now, like jumped up my leaderboards is Jojo Rabbit.
Okay.
And he filmed that movie. He wrote the movie. He filmed it. It was amazing. Him doing this Thor movie because Ragnarok was great. Him being Korg, and I think he's on par to be one of the better Marvel writers in this universe.
He plays Korg.
He plays Korg.
Korg's great.
Yeah. That's the director.
Thank you.
But my issue is Natalie Portman now getting back into it, and the way they've been doing this whole like women movement in the Marvel universe. They're not.
Well, she was in Endgame too.
No, she wasn't.
Yes,
her picture was.
No, she was there.
I don't know if that really was her though. You never saw her face, was it?
Yeah, you saw her.
Unless it was a clip from.
I mean, it could have been. It could have been like an old clip
like
or
it could have been like an edit from Dark World. Yeah. But either way, they're not giving these women the proper structured characters they've been doing. They're just now shoving it down your throat like DC's doing.
Yeah, I didn't.
Like Captain Marvel, did you even think she was a decent character?
I liked Captain Marvel. I didn't like I didn't really like how they revamped her look at the end of the movie.
What, in Endgame?
Yeah, like I don't know.
Well, Endgame, she had that.
I don't like the whole like helmet.
That was her hairdo though.
Yeah,
In the
but-
comics, that was her hairdo.
Yeah,
But my
I know,
problem
but-
is she had Captain Marvel movie sucked.
See, I liked
see
it
it.
because I thought it was like very nostalgic. Like I liked it.
Oh, 'cause of the
Even though
90s.
I think they did that perfectly, and I honestly
You think so?
I think so.
Why do they think? Why? What would they do?
I mean,
What, the blockbuster?
well,
and the,
that alone I thought was big for everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody that sees the blockbuster, you're like, oh my, I go back to me being like, what, 8 years old, going to Blockbuster,
But
and
but my issue with all that was
even
that
the pagers,
the what?
the pagers.
The pagers?
Yeah, he had a pager.
Oh, pager.
Pagers.
Oh, yeah. But that thing is like
Beepers.
that
Beepers,
doesn't
whatever.
that doesn't mean anything for the actual character itself. That's just the movie in general.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm
she's saying
Yeah.
the reasons why she liked the movie.
Right, but none of those reasons are because Captain Marvel's character. It was just because of the time period
I
they were
mean,
in.
No.
I think like her whole storyline, it like that she was, you know, like a pilot and whatever. Like she still, I felt like kept her same route, like her personality or like her, what's the word? It's gonna bother me. I'm not gonna.
Well, personally, yeah, she had like
You know what I mean? Like it didn't change. She was still like strong driven and
right.
You know
But
what I mean?
my issue is this. So especially for Captain Marvel, I probably could have gagged at the end of the movie when at one point she saves, you know, like what you thought was going to happen. She saves everybody. They're in outer space, and the guy from the villain from the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah.
Though his henchman next to him goes like, "Should we come back for this weapon?" Because they all saw what she was capable of doing in space, and he goes, "No, we'll come back for this woman," or something like that. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? That's dialogue." Like I'm all about the if women don't watch Marvel movies, fine. If you want to build up Marvel characters for women, I'm all about that too. But do it the same way you built the male characters up. Give them good storylines. Give them good movies.
But I think also they try. I think they're trying to also attempt to go back to the comics.
Yeah, but I'm not saying the costumes are not comic wise. I'm saying
Yeah, but I don't really feel like there's a lot of big storylines for
no,
the women in the comics.
because women don't really read
But-
comics.
Well, yes, but they want to try. They're trying to stay true to the comics, though.
Right.
I think that's.
But
So
that's
there's
not-
only so much you can do, and I'm not saying it's great, but I understand they are trying to stick to comics.
But all right, so think of Wanda, think of Black Widow, think of Valkyrie, think of Mantis. They built those characters up,
Yeah.
and look what they did to Wanda. Look what they did to Black Widow. But then you got American Chavez, who is an illegal immigrant who's gay rights with the fucking pin on her shoulder. I'm like, how? What are you trying to promote here? Like, I understand it, but like,
She's an illegal immigrant.
well, she jumped to how many universes? my point is,
All right.
her character was thrown in that movie, and they gave her an LGBTQ pin and said, here's your fucking shout out, people. There's no build to her. If you want to get progressively better with the way these movies are made, do it like with some sort of integrity. Just don't fucking throw it in their faces and say, there's your shout out. Suck on this.
Yeah, I mean, I think ever since Endgame, it's been very different. Like they really built up the 10
Well,
years of
change the
Marvel.
phase.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean now we're in a different like.
What phase is this for?
I don't know. But even remember the end of, remember Infinity War.
Okay.
Remember Infinity War? How it was? I think Wanda was fighting one of the children of Thanos, and then Black Panther's girl showed up with Wanda,
Yeah.
or Wanda or Black Widow. That was done really well. That scene was awesome. It was like you got all your women in the same scene, and like they have their backstories, they have their strengths. You know what you're looking at when you watch that scene.
Yeah.
That was sick. And then the way the girl got killed was even cool, and like, it was cool. Then you watch the end of Endgame. Remember that the woman scene at the end of Endgame? The fact that I can even say the women scene stands alone as to why I'm getting upset
Yeah.
is because they had this scene where
Every
Captain Marvel, who legitimately has no affiliation with the Avengers series at all, than just the one movie that she had. This is her first like taste with the Avengers, where she was in there for 2 hours and 50 minutes almost, and then all of a sudden now she flies through this alien spacecraft to join this battle. Gets up to Peter Parker, who's got the gauntlet in his hand, and she's like, "Hey, Peter Parker," and then he's like. Now they know where you got to drop off this gauntlet inside that the realm thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, how are you going to get through that? Well, you just saw her fly through some alien steel. So
you know what annoyed me about that? Not to change it,
What?
like she could do all that, but she couldn't just stop Thanos.
Well, like she said before, like many different universes are in different issues, and like they're not fortunate to have the Avengers.
I know that, but like you can just fly through this fucking spacecraft.
But that just shows you how powerful Thanos was. But my point was, at the end, they go,
Why didn't she just fly through Thanos?
Because he's too powerful. He had the gauntlet, or he was too powerful in general.
Yeah, but I think that goes back to the multiverse, though. There's so many.
But I want to go into the multiverse. But I'm saying, like at that scene, they had all the women characters at the end, and they're like, you had Wasp. What the fuck is she gonna do? You had Gwyneth Paltrow. Did you fight anybody ever when you were in...
I was actually surprised she was in a suit because they never even mentioned her
she's
having
rescue.
a suit.
Yeah, rescue. Yeah. So they had all these women characters. That was the scene you gave the women characters, that 5-second shout out. None of you equal to Captain Marvel. The moment that they got us, Captain Marvel's like, okay, and just deuces. All the women were just kind of like, wait for us, like because like they don't have the same power. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of the women's scenes. I just say they're so poorly done and they're just so thrown in there that if I was a woman watching, I'd be like, this is what you're fucking giving me to watch. I'm supposed to enjoy this. This is the writing that we get. Like Valkyrie's a badass character. I swear to God, if Natalie Portman, who fucking took a hiatus from the Thor series,
you're really harping on this fucking Valkyrie.
Because she's awesome.
She is awesome.
She's fucking badass. And they don't give her any love at all. Like, she was cool in Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Then she was in Endgame running Asgard. And then that was it. And then at the end of Endgame, she showed up. And they gave her like one scene where she was dragging the sword along those fucking, like, the big semen thing in the air. And that was about it. But they don't give her anything. But then Captain Marvel, who has like no airtime whatsoever, is the...
Well, she has her own standalone movie.
But why?
I mean, I'm with you. But
like, even
why for that movie, for Endgame?
Black Widow died in Endgame, and they just brushed it over like it was nothing.
Yeah,
well, they had her funeral.
No, they had the funeral for Tony Stark, and then they just kind of like and they brought her up, like not for nothing. The Hulk, who was in love with Black Widow, I'm thinking, okay, this is
so sad about that.
I'm thinking the tipping point for the Hulk to go back to like the crazy Hulk was when Black Widow died. This bitch threw a fucking a bench into the water. That was the extent of his anger for her dying.
Yeah, I was really upset with how they handled Thor.
But I think
Hulk.
I think that he didn't go crazy because she was trying to calm him down, though. She was trying to help him with that.
They needed
I
Crazy
think
Hulk.
Disney does not do women the justice they deserve in those movies. I think they legitimately just kind of go, we have this big sandwich we're eating, and here's the rest of the sandwich, women.
I mean, you could say that also about Star Wars, though, too.
Star Wars is a little different.
Well,
I don't watch Star Wars.
How do you not watch Star Wars?
Well, I'll tell you this. Star Wars started off with the black main character and a woman main character, and after a while, they just shafted the black guy, made him like legitimately like not even like the guy Finn.
Yeah.
He was like a stormtrooper who like realized what was going on was bad.
They kind of trailed him off, which I was a little annoyed about that because then they were
they made the love interest between Kylo Ren and then what's her name in the movie?
Ray.
Right. So
I wasn't. I was into it, but then I didn't like how Finn took a back seat. I wasn't a big fan of that.
Honestly, it's because Disney doesn't understand like who's watching these movies are typically men. And they're trying to make it where everyone can watch it, which is fine. But they're doing it in a weird way where they're still like kind of learning as they're making these movies. So like Finn, who was the main character originally, and Ray was a side character, they flipped or almost like they introduced the guy who played Moonlight. I
have to watch that. I haven't watched that yet.
They introduced Kylo Ren, and then Rey, and then they took the show, and Finn was like, all right, well, I guess I'm out of here. And then with the Marvel shit, like they had Thor entering Wakanda during the Infinity War scene,
Yeah.
and they replicated the same exact scene at Endgame with Captain Marvel. Last second, showing up, saving the fucking, or improving their odds of winning. It's almost like if you don't notice that, that's a problem. Especially as someone who like I enjoy writing, I enjoy story structure. I'm looking at that and going, this is just pandering bullshit at this point. I mean, you can agree, disagree. I mean, anyone can agree, disagree with it. I just think the characters, they need to spend more time investing in the women characters the way they invested in Tony Stark, Captain America, Black Widow. They got away with the Hulk being the Hulk.
Yeah, but
Well, I think they should have done
What character are they going to have 3 movies for? What female characters are they going to have 3 movies
Well,
for?
I think, too, it's like you got to look at,
Because I'm not even trying to be like a dick, but like
No, you're
no
right, you're right.
female character it has like the story of
I think
Captain America
I think Valkyrie
and
did it.
Iron Man, though.
I think Valkyrie did it because Valkyrie was the...
So
as-
you think there's enough on her to have 3
they
movies?
could because she was an Asgardian warrior.
Okay, but
And
she's not Captain America or
No,
Iron Man.
No, I know, but like I'm saying, look at
Thor.
so they introduced Valkyrie in Ragnarok. They gave when Loki touched her, gave a very brief backing of what happened between her and Hela and all the Valkyrie fighting Hela. And that should be a movie.
It could be, yeah.
Yeah, her being a soldier. I don't give a fuck if you give her a girlfriend. I mean, at that point, like she's got enough backing where if you want to go progressive with the LGBTQ or with
But I don't think they should do that. I think they should follow what the comics is. But that's also the thing. Like, there's not a lot of comics based on just women. I mean, like Wonder Woman for DC, that is.
Yeah.
She is a very solid woman.
Yeah, that I could see.
That.
You have 3-4 movies.
But
Yeah, but they
they
also
did-
trashed the
I
second
didn't
one.
I
see
heard the
either
second
of
one
them.
was
Trashed
bad.
it.
I didn't watch the second one.
It's not good.
I would
don't
because
even.
Gal Gadot.
But
But that's what I'm
Gift-
saying. Like
gift
Marvel
bird.
doesn't have a lot of. You have Captain Marvel, and that's pretty much it for a strong woman that has her own comics. You know what I'm saying?
well, you have She-Hulk that's coming out. I heard that's terrible.
I saw the trailer, and I'm like,
I wouldn't mind seeing
We
Miss
didn't-
Marvel doing some shit. Miss Marvel seems like someone who's like very young.
I
Like,
have to watch that. I think that's on Disney Plus now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
my thing too is like American Chavez. I was pissed because like what was her deal? She was a girl who didn't understand her powers, and then
She was she had her own. She was in her own multiverse,
right.
and yeah, she didn't understand her powers, and then something happened, and she just kind of.
Yeah, she got
lost
stung by a
through.
bee or almost got stung by a bee. And
Yeah.
But my problem with her was that like everything about her is what Disney's trying to promote to appease. Like her outfit, because in the comics she wasn't dressed like that in the comics. I mean, they may have like a variation of that outfit there, but like she was a little bit more sexualized in the comics. She's a brand new character the comics created.
Yeah, but was she that young in the
I don't
comics?
know. I don't know. He
That's
was saying
the
that
thing.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
but even
not.
still, I prefer her looking like that anyway. I'd rather her look like that than be all like
Because
sexualized.
that's one thing they're starting out with these new characters. They're trying, I mean, like Tom Holland, like they wanted somebody that was younger that they can have for.
Yeah,
Even-
but Peter
know.
Parker's always been young.
But what the
Yeah,
Toby Maguire was like an older Peter Parker.
Yeah, but I think for her, I'm sure they're probably going to do another movie with her in it. They're trying to get more now because we phased out of having Iron Man and Captain America.
Yeah.
We're in a newer age, and they want to probably do this similar thing, have like a 10-year span of having these characters
But
grow.
the way they did American Chavez, I don't think it was more like it was. They took Doctor Strange, used his platform to promote another character without actually having to create this character.
Yeah, but I think it showed a lot though for the multiverse in general. Though I think
So you liked American Chavez as a character?
I liked her, like the actress. Like I liked her.
Oh no, she could act.
Yeah, like
She wasn't an
I
actress.
liked her.
I just felt like
I
she got
didn't
shafted
know.
on the
I didn't
character
really
build.
know like her backstory though. I think they could have done better on that.
They didn't want to because they needed. They were like, so if you looked at her outfit, she was wearing an all denim outfit, and then
Yeah.
she had a rainbow.
I didn't notice the
Yeah,
pen.
the rainbow flag on her
Okay.
shoulder, and then her parents. Remember her mother? She had 2 mothers.
Yeah.
That's stuff you need to like, as a character build. That's stuff you want to touch on. You just don't throw it in there.
Yeah, but you know what? I think after Stan Lee died, I think that's kind of they're like, oh, we don't really have to.
But Stanley didn't write the movie. Stanley wrote the comics.
Yeah, but when he was alive, they definitely. I mean, he was. He did his little
Cameo.
He did his cameo.
Yeah.
But I am pretty sure they did like have him for reference and like you know what I mean because they want to tribute to the comics. Like I said,
I think they could do a lot better with these women characters than they've been.
I mean,
doing.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I understand why they're not really doing it though. Like I said, because they want to stay tribute to the comics.
Yeah. You back?
No.
So we've been at this for 2 hours.
Yeah.
You want to close off on anything? Do I keep?
We never talked about horror movies. You said
we could do horror movies.
Yeah.
We have no. I'm listening. This is the studio today, baby. We have no cap on horror movies here. So, but so she's apparently a horror movie.
I like slashers. I want all the
Me
blood
too.
and gore.
I'm a fan of those too.
I like those.
So, what is your favorite slasher movie?
Probably Friday the 13th.
The original one, right? The first one.
Yeah.
See, that's when it was dark. Then it got really playful.
The one they made in like I think it was like 2007 or something like that.
It was always the same thing.
The guy-
These
It was-
campers were fucking.
Yeah, the guy who played Rorschach.
Yeah, like it was
Is that who plays
alright, but it
Rorschach?
wasn't like, you know what I mean?
They make it very dumb. Like even they redid
the same.
Well, recently, my favorite is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they redid it recently with Tesla as the car. That was so fucking mad. So apparently they were trying to like redo the movie where the town in which he killed all those people was such a dead town, no one wanted to do anything with it. These young 25-year-old
Where
entrepreneur.
was this? Like where?
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
I believe so. Yeah. They like bought the town and tried to revamp it, but the guy Tommy never died, so he still lived in the town. So when they brought all the people up there, he was just murdering them left and right. It was so bad. Every Texas Chainsaw Massacre was so fucking bad.
Yeah, the remakes have been terrible.
I don't understand it. It's such a because you want to know why? Because they don't want to get really dirty with it. They just want to make it. Everyone's pretty. Everyone's cute.
Well, that reminds me of like the new Halloween that came out last year, which is like
With Jamie Lee Curtis, right?
yeah. So
I didn't think it was bad though.
no,
it wasn't good.
I mean,
No.
there's some things that I'm just
They're not.
like,
It's not a slasher though. It's
no,
like
but I mean I thought the older ones were, to me at least, so they were better. I think
100%.
they were better.
Yeah.
Like even the first one and even the one they did where like the teenagers or like the 20-year-olds were like in the house with the video cameras and they're getting killed left and right and they don't know what's going on. It was like not part of the
isn't
line.
that H2O or whatever?
No,
Or no,
it's after. I think it's after that.
That's the one with Buster Rhymes, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
but
it
what's
is.
weird is that this new one that she's talking about discredits everything in between from the first movie.
No, actually doesn't.
Does it? I thought they
No.
wiped
Okay,
all
so
that.
there's 7 movies right now, and then the next one comes out next year. That's be the final one. So you have
Heard
the
that.
first one, you have H2O, and then you have, I think the third one that I'm talking about. The third one doesn't fall into the mix.
Yeah.
Doesn't have Jamie Lee Curtis. It's not a part of
No,
that.
she's not in that one.
And then I think the fourth one too. This.
Yeah,
the one-
not
there's
to
a-
cut you
there's-
off, but
yeah.
you're like, isn't that the one with Jamie Lee Curtis? She's in like all of them.
Most of them.
She's
in
in
most of
with
them,
most
not
of them.
all
I
of them.
thought she
No.
missed a chunk.
No.
Oh, okay.
No,
No, she's
they
in
they did some to grasp like the younger crowd to get back into it. But the one they made in 2018, the one they made last year is right after that.
Okay.
Like you have to watch one from 2018 and then watch this new one that just came out because it happens right after. It was okay. I mean, I think placement of where he stabbed people were weird. Like he stabbed some guy in like the armpit. Like it was so like it was really bizarre. It wasn't like
What do you mean? Like,
he stabbed a guy in the armpit.
I guess they're trying to get like creative with the killings.
Yeah, but I don't think that's.
Yeah, no,
I don't
it's,
think
like,
that's
weird.
creative. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand like there's 7 movies now, and like there's only so many placements of stabbing you can get. But like,
I mean, does
I thought
stabbing really
it
make a
looked-
difference? Do
I
people
think-
watch?
I
Oh
think-
man, getting stabbed right there.
I thought, but it was awkward. Like watching was awkward. Like I feel like I could do a better job of like placement of stabbing. Like I just thought it was awkward placement. Like the way he was positioned and the person was, he could have stabbed better. Like it just was awkward to watch.
Because you're Jason, right? You're Jason all the way. Yeah. Why don't you show the camera?
See it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. So you're Freddy, Jason.
No.
Oh, she said Friday the 13th.
I said Friday the 13th.
Oh, Jason.
Yeah.
Oh, I get fucked. I get fucked up with
Mrs.
that.
Voorhees for Halloween 2 years in a row.
I get fucked up with Friday the 13th.
Noble Oak, man.
Yeah. No.
It's getting to ya.
When you because Friday the 13th is Jason, but there's something with the 13th with Freddy Krueger, right? Isn't there something?
Oh, no, you mentioned that the other day. It was like Freddy versus Jason. I said it was trash. That movie is. It shouldn't have ever been made.
I don't know why I keep thinking Friday the 13th is always going to do with Freddy Krueger for some reason.
I don't know.
Because there's a Freddy versus Jason movie.
No, I know.
There's
That
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which the original is good. They did do a remake of it, and I think back in the 2000s, and actually it was pretty good. I
What,
thought
the Jason movie?
No, the Freddy Nightmare on Elm Street. They did a remake of like the original, and actually was pretty decent.
That's where I got fucked up. Rorschach played Freddy. As for the one you were talking about when he was a fucking archer. Remember Jason was an archer and he shot the guy. He had the trophies and they remade the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I got mixed up because I was like, yeah,
Well, he went to camp, dude. Teach you how to shoot bow and arrow.
Motherfucker. But everyone discredits this. No one gives any love to The Exorcist.
Oh, so
What do you mean? It was.
I feel like
I don't think.
Isn't it considered like one of the
Yeah,
scariest
but when you
movies
got
of all time?
I was at slasher films.
But yeah,
you
that's
got-
not a slasher film.
But like
No.
she is the cornerstone of horror, next to Jaws.
So
Cornerstone, I don't know
I
about
think
that.
so I watched the new Exorcist too. I watched the new one that came out like 10 years ago. It's a little different. It's like it's not actually like a remake of like the original. It's like
Okay.
its own entity, if that makes sense.
Sure. Okay.
You know, which I think was more involved with got really in depth with like what an exorcism is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it was like little things like psychological, that like stuff that you like, that it had more of that in it than the original Exorcist to me.
Why do I
Like
know
I
this?
was more creeped out about this new one that they made than the original. The original one doesn't creep me out at all. I could watch that straight through and
Well,
not.
the thing is, like that one was made when movies like that were never made.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, they did a really good job at that time period with like special effects. I think
if you watch the first Exorcist and the time that it's like when you watch the Star Wars 4, 5, and 6 right now, you're like, this is fucking look how cheesy these graphics. We're spoiled by good graphics now, so you can't watch 4, 5, and 6 and go like, oh wow, these are. So the first Exorcist.
Well, that was like how I felt about Moon Knight because some of the CGI in Moon Knight was terrible.
Yeah.
But I thought the show was
sure.
great.
If you watch the first Exorcist, like that jingle alone, that do 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 do. Yeah, that's right. No, that's
Halloween.
What is the jingle
is
for?
so-
What's
I know what you're talking about, but
no? Play me the jingle for. Yeah, play me the jingle for Exorcist real quick,
yeah, sure.
because that right there, that song alone like terrorized people. People did not know what they were walking into in the 70s when they saw it in the theaters.
Where do you get your autograph stuff? Not to change the subject.
eBay.
eBay. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was looking up. That's why.
Well, a lot of it came from my dad, but most of it.
Well, I know that,
yeah.
but I'm saying like your artists and stuff.
What's wrong?
I'm going to the bathroom.
I just don't
Exor-
trip anything. Do me a favor,
Exorcist.
look and make sure that camera's still running over there. Yeah. All right, good.
The Exorcist jingle.
Yeah, or the Exorcist theme song. So I'm trying to remember like Jason's do 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 do. So I'm trying to think with.
No. It's an
Oh,
ad.
you don't pay for YouTube Plus?
No.
Jeez. Yeah.
Yeah.
That right there, that's genius.
Remember when you made your background that what's her name? And Shane couldn't go on your computer.
Oh yeah. Her name is Reagan too. The girl.
The actual actor.
No,
in the show?
Linda Blair was the actual actress. So how fucked
Her name's
up?
Reagan in the movie.
Yeah. So
Is it really? I haven't seen that in a
dude,
really
I love
long
that
time.
movie. The crazy thing about that movie is that like that ruined her career to get other films because like no one really hired her afterwards.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I guess just like Joffrey.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
really couldn't land another role after. I don't think he wanted to, but I think if he tried to, like he's got too much of that Game of Thrones clout. Where
Yeah.
they're like, dude, you can't do shit.
Well, he did such a good job, you know.
He did. That's a problem being too good of an actor.
Like I genuinely hated him.
Yeah, and people generally do hate him.
Yeah.
But it's in that you're so good as an actor that make actually people like go like, if I see this motherfucker on the street, I'm gonna clap him up.
Yeah,
Like,
you're gonna fuck him up.
And that's where I think what happened with Linda Blair. I think that she couldn't get any work after Exorcist because of her role as.
And it was such a different time then too. So
also too, she actually got really hurt from doing that movie where she actually was disabled for a little while. So that scene where she was in the bed where she was jumping up and down.
Yeah.
They actually had like these pulleys that were pulling her up, and then she fucked her back up really bad.
Oh,
from
really?
doing it. Because mind you, they didn't have like the CGI back then.
Didn't they have like contortionists to go down the stairs like that?
Oh, the spider crawl. Yeah, they actually had someone to do that. But with her, her real screams in that scene were actually her like saying like stop, like I'm hurting me right now. But it's kind of hard to determine if you're acting or you're actually screaming for help.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies though, The Exorcist.
It's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's such a original,
Yeah, very much so. And that's the thing is like when you look at The Exorcist, it's like that's Jason will never happen. Mike Myers possibly.
What?
Freddy, the possibility of happening. So when you watch The Exorcist, Exorcist. If you're religious, like possession is a thing that people get freaked out about. Like
sure.
So when you look at like Jason, like you go like, all right, whatever.
Well, isn't there like actual cases of like possession?
Real case of possession? I mean, how do you determine a real case of possession? Really?
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Through
Like
the Vatican.
I mean, then what? All those priests who diddled those kids, were they possessed too? No, they're just relocated.
Fuck no.
And I brought it back. But like when you watch the Exorcist, and you just kind of go like, holy shit, like that. That's why I thought Freddy Krueger was genius, because when you watch Freddy, if you dreamed about Freddy, that's the premise of the movie.
Yeah.
So you can die in your dreams, dreaming of Freddy, and you're like, holy fuck, this movie found a way to actually make it realistic, which I think is amazing.
You know, was a really good one. Is it The Others?
Yes, with
the three.
With Nicole Kidman.
Is she in that?
Yeah, The Others, and like the
No, not The Others. I remember The Others
is really good.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but that's not the movie I'm thinking of. The one where the guy and his wife go to their house after like the wedding, and there's three people.
The Strangers.
The Strangers. That's it. That's a good one.
I watched clips of that. I didn't watch the full thing.
That's when Dennis got shot in the face from It's Always Sunny.
Holy shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like I remember because people were so on the edge of their seat the whole movie. Like I saw that in the theaters.
Well, so I saw. I saw in the theater. I think it was up with you or no?
We probably were honestly.
We in the front row where we were. We got.
Well, I remember it was like the scene where like she just like the guy just appears like
she's on the phone. I was with you.
And
everyone screamed.
Yeah, they're going, holy shit.
So I think if this was the time we were talking about, we went to the movie theaters to watch the Strangers, and while Liv Tyler was on the phone, we were so close to the screen that we actually couldn't see what was going on over there. So people start screaming left and right, and I look up to my right, and I see the guy with the burlap sack, mask, just standing in the kitchen while she's on the phone, and I'm like, oh my! That movie was done so well, then they fucked it up with the sequel, right? Did they come up with like a sequel or some shit like that?
I don't know. If they did, I didn't see it.
Something like that. I think the first Purge was really good.
I feel like that's a possibility it could happen.
So you don't like those kind of movies?
I mean, I do. I think, a lot of them there's a lot of blood and everything, but I think it also, that could happen to us, I think, in reality.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, but...
Now the theatrical, burlap sack
but in
mask.
reality...
If the Purge was real, I feel like I'm getting taken out quick.
No, I got that blue fucking stripe right on my door. I'm like, I support it.
No, I'm saying like someone's gonna come for my ass.
Yeah.
I think everyone has
army
somebody.
Women coming for me after this. So go on.
I think that everybody has somebody that, like, don't you have somebody in the back of your mind like, oh, I wish this motherfucker
I don't have
would
someone
die.
in the back of my mind.
No, I wish no one dead.
Yeah, I
can't imagine anybody dead.
No. It's bad karma.
Not even that. Just like, I just. No one deserves to die. I mean, I'm sure.
Okay, but what if you know somebody?
I don't agree with that. I don't agree that no one deserves to die. I just don't. I don't wish death on anybody.
That I know. I don't know anybody.
Okay, but what if you know that someone's gonna come after you? Let's say the Purge happens, right? And you know definitely there is somebody that will come for you. Are you going to kill them first?
They better come prepared. That's all I'm saying.
So you think you could kill somebody?
I think when you're in your fight or flight mode, yeah.
You think you could kill somebody?
Like just like she said, fight or flight.
Well, most people's fight or flight, in my experience, ends up being like going to shock and just getting fucked up. Because
You're like one of those fainting goats.
No.
Like-
No, I just like
You just freeze and just fall over.
not to bring it back up, but like when I'm talking to like interviewing girls, like they said like I've all those times I'd say if a guy touches me, I'll fucking punch him in his face, and then they get grabbed and they just freeze up. They can't believe their adrenaline kicks in and they go into shock.
But
So and imagine someone comes into your house with a fucking sickle. Like, what do you do? You think that your brain can actually,
I mean, I've had to
Yes,
kick
I
guys
do.
out
I
of the
think-
bar by myself before, so I'm not afraid of like a
But I'm not saying an altercation. I'm talking like actually killing somebody.
flight or flight.
Well, how would you kill someone?
Whatever you got, you use a weapon of opportunity. I mean, it's not like you're like if they come into your home, like you're not thinking of like let's say if I have a gun in my nightstand, right? But like I'm going downstairs, I don't hear anything. I'm not carrying it on me, and like I see somebody, like there's somebody
you know
in the
what
house.
they say: stay strapped or get clapped.
I'll say,
Like it's a weapon of opportunity.
I'll say this much.
Yeah.
I don't think I could kill somebody intentionally. If I'm fucking
That's
you-
exactly what we're saying.
No. But you're saying your intent is if you come after me, I'm going to kill you. I would say
Well, they're gonna come kill you. So when you
Well, I'm saying I can get into the situation where I can fuck them up, where they're not gonna be able to kill me, and if they die, that's a different
yeah,
situation.
but we're talking about purge though. Like if purge was a thing,
Purge was a thing. I don't think I could kill somebody.
if someone's gonna kill you, you don't
I think I could fuck them up, but I don't know if I can actually go through with like, all right. So say if I fuck them up and like they're just like kind of like, just like on the floor. I don't think I could go as far as like driving them to their head right afterwards. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
I would, if the purge happened, I'd probably put a sign on my door like, "Hey, sorry, not home. Out killing,
Oh,
But
out killing and robbing." But I'm just sitting there watching
I'm not
Yeah.
YouTube.
saying I
with
couldn't
ads.
kill somebody. No free ads. I don't think I could possibly kill somebody, but I definitely think in a sense I would hurt them where they couldn't hurt me, but I wouldn't go far enough where I would just cut their throat and kill them.
see, I wouldn't like go like, oh, I'm gonna do this and like kill them like that. But I think if you're fighting and like, let's say they pass out, right, and the next purge comes around and they're still gonna come after you.
Well, there's a way out of the purge. There's a way to get out of the purge. It's by saying like the reason why the first Purge movie was the way it was is because they took a guy from off the street and they were harboring him in the house. They were about the purge. They weren't participating in the purge. The reason why that purge came to them is because they were not giving up the guy that came into the house. So you can get out of the purge if you wanted to. If you're participating in the purge, then yes, you better have the intent to kill. So if someone came into my house when I wasn't part of this purge, I think I would fuck them up, but I wouldn't go as far as like killing them if I had the
Fuck
opportunity
no,
to.
dude. You're coming to my house trying to kill me. I'm taking your ass.
No,
out.
but the thing is like, all right, so let me ask you this. So say a guy comes to your house and you fucking crack him in the head with a bat, right?
Yeah,
he's,
see ya.
he's unconscious. Would you go in the kitchen, stab him until he dies? Exactly.
I don't know.
No, you wouldn't.
But like, bro, yeah, I don't know.
You need to watch the movie Unthinkable.
Who was in that?
Trinity from Matrix and Samuel Jackson and the guy who played Lucius from the Underworld.
Love that guy.
So what happens is the guy Lucius from the Underworld, I forgot his name, he plants 6 major bombs throughout the United States in major cities. And he makes a video about it. So now Trinity, who's a detective, she goes, the video goes viral. They go find these bombs. And the thing goes, the guy goes, the head of whatever investigation goes, we got the guy, but he's not telling us where it is. So we called a specialist to make him talk. And it was Samuel Jackson.
Of course it was.
So Samuel Jackson.
What's up, motherfucker?
Oh no, he's not that at all though.
No, I know. I'm just.
So the Jimmy has like a briefcase, and the moment he walks into this school with the entire like FBI in there and the military's in there, they're like, no, fuck this shit. I'm not part of this. This guy's a fucking animal. And Samuel Jackson just smiles and keeps walking through. In this suitcase is his torture equipment. And he tortures this guy for like an hour and a half. The movie is pretty much him torturing this guy for an hour and a half. Him just peeling off fingernails, drilling holes in his teeth, chopping off fingers, getting a hold of his family, threatening to slice a kid's throat. This whole movie is pretty much Samuel Jackson going above and beyond what you would think that someone can do to make someone talk about where these bombs are at. So now your moral compass is in question here. It's like the reason why he's doing this to put the bombs is because his people in his country are being killed every day by American soldiers or the American military. But then you go, well, now Americans are going to die. What side do you choose? Samuel Jackson's side or this guy's side? It's such a good fucking movie.
What's
It's
it called?
Unthinkable. It's on my Vudu. You can watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those movies.
Is that Jojo Rabbit movie on there too?
I think so. Jojo Rabbit was so good. You ever
Well,
watch
that's
Jojo
one.
Rabbit? If you watch Jojo Rabbit, if you like good writing, that's the movie you should watch.
Okay.
It's pretty much a little boy in World War II.
Is that the one with Scarlett Johansson's in
Yeah,
it,
and
right?
she's the mother.
Yeah. Okay.
And
God, I love her.
Yeah,
That-
she's amazing. And
The
his- and
preview
I'd give
seemed
her
a
my
little
soul.
weird. It was
her son's
strange to me.
imaginary friend was Hitler.
Yeah.
And then the Hitler is Takeiti Waititi, who the fuck his name is, and he kills it. He wrote the whole movie. That guy's the next, like, greatest director, I think, writer-director,
Well-
next to Christopher Nolan, I think.
What was he just in? He was in something. I'm not thinking of Free Guy, am I?
I don't know. He had a TV series that of little vampires, something like that, I think. I don't know.
I'm just trying to see what this guy.
So, Takeiti.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even attempt to spell that. I'm just gonna
I'm
find
sure
him.
if you try, it'll come up anyway.
Nah, I'm just gonna find him on Ragnarok Cast. Thank you for blowing on me.
I didn't blow on you.
Yeah, literally blew all over me.
I thought that's what you wanted
No
me to do,
homo.
isn't
No
it?
homo.
What?
I said I thought that's what you want him to do,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I do. I think too. The Dark Knight is probably like a horror film as well.
So I hate when people try to say that before this new Batman with Robert Pattinson came out, that Ben Affleck was a better Batman than Christian Bale, and I think that's bullshit.
Oof.
I like the chemistry between Christian Bale and Heath Ledger. I think there's you
But
can't.
you're Ben Affleck was the better looking Batman. Size wise, chin wise,
okay,
body wise,
yes, to
suit
what-
wise, sure.
Yeah.
What was? Did you look it up?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what he looked like.
Oh, they're gonna fucking sprinkle some knowledge about some shit. I don't know.
Yeah, he was born in 1975. There you go.
He's New Zealand, isn't he? From New Zealand.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
Yes, but I think that, like, I know they're gonna do like a new Joker with
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix, and
They're making a new one.
they're gonna make Lady
heard.
Gaga though his
Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
They're making a musical.
which makes sense, right?
Hold on. It makes sense, but the guy who's writing the I forgot who's doing the film. He's a genius. Look up real quick the Joker movie and tell me who the director was, because he did Old School. He did. He's just like a legit like a writing genius.
But like I can't, like, every Joker has their own. You can't just put it with random Batmans or random Harley Quinns. You know what I'm saying?
So who's the
like,
Batman attached to
I think that
Joaquin's Batman or Joker? Is it Robert Pattinson? You think
What
No.
do you want to know?
no.
the director of
I just don't like that they're gonna have two Jokers and they're gonna have two Harley Quinns. Like, and I know they're separate things,
They will be separate things, but
I don't like that there's.
Todd Phillips.
I don't like that there's so many. Like, okay, who was the Joker that was for Suicide Squad? It was
Jared Leto.
yeah. So that Joker,
That whole Joker was stupid though.
Yeah.
but that Joker fits that Harley Quinn,
She was a great Harley Quinn,
and
but
she's perfect.
I don't like how they are making
She is
Harley
perfect.
Quinn into a symbol.
Oh, like for women activists.
Yeah, because not only was she beaten and raped and mentally disturbed from the Joker, she's not a woman that you would want to like kind of idolize around. She's not empowered.
No, but Birds of Prey though
I
did
didn't
turn
want-
her. You should watch it.
Yeah, is it worth watching?
I enjoyed it. I mean,
Okay.
don't get, like, it's all directed by women. You know what I mean? So it's like more, you know.
If it's done,
Bro.
listen. If anything done
thought it-
properly, I'm all about watching.
I mean,
it.
I thought it was. I generally thought it was good. I thought like it turned her into like her own person. You know what I mean? Like she's not following Joker. Like Joker's gone.
Well,
She's
the thing
like,
is, like, my problem with that script is that, like, they had the Joker available to her, and I think what happened was because there was up in the air. Didn't they have her break up with the Joker or something like that? And there was this whole
but nobody liked Jared Leto. I think
no one
that
liked Jared Leto as a Joker.
No, I don't think
but
he's
I
a
think
good actor
but
at
I
all.
think that's
What?
How many good movies he's been in?
Dallas Buyers Club,
I didn't even watch that whole movie, so I can't.
dude.
say,
He's
but-
a phenomenal actor. He just can't do fucking comic movies. But we'll get to that in a second.
But I think that that I think the reason why they didn't have him in that movie is because nobody wanted him.
Well, they didn't know if he was
wasn't-
gonna come back.
I don't think he was made to have him again. And like I don't know if you guys watched the new Suicide Squad.
I didn't. That was really good.
That and I
didn't
did
see
like
it.
it.
John Cena kills it.
He's
Well,
not a
have
bad
you
actor.
watched-
No, he's
I
have
want
you
to watch
watched
that
his
show
show?
on him. I
I
heard
have
it.
to, I have to finish
No,
watching the show.
watch
The show's
Suicide
good.
Squad, then watch that show.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
You have to.
You have to watch.
The Suicide Squad
They're
2.
not. They don't have no correlation to each other.
They do.
Yes, I do.
The
new
new
one?
show that he's on.
Yeah.
the Suicide Squad.
Pacemaker.
Yeah, Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yeah. Whatever.
Really?
Yeah. It happens right after.
Yeah, it's leading up after. Dude,
Oh, really? I didn't
the
know
Suicide
that.
Squad
I thought it was
is-
just some
is
made up
so-
fucking.
No.
If you watch the Suicide Squad, it's so much fun.
Really?
It's just a
I didn't
fun
see the
movie to-
first
But-
one either.
It sucked.
Well,
That's what I heard.
the
That's why
only
I
thing
didn't
I
see it.
don't like though is that basically Idris Elba and Will Smith they're two different characters, but they're the same character.
Yeah, but dude,
I'm not a big fan
you
of
can't-
that,
You can't
but-
get past Polka Dot Man. Dude, there's a guy. His name is Polka Dot.
Fucking guy.
Okay,
it's
Corella
ridiculous.
Deville, why don't you relax? Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad is this guy who just fills up with polka dots, and it just comes out, and the polka dots chop people in half, and he's like, I can't stop it.
It's wild. I
It's
think
so much fun.
It's an entertaining movie. You gotta watch it.
You gotta watch it. Like the first Suicide
watch
Squad, they try to make it like the
It was-
Avengers.
It was, but it was also dark.
It was terribly dark. Not terribly dark isn't like, oh, it was so dark.
No, but
no,
it-
it was terrible, and they try to make it dark. It was terribly dark. They what they did was they tried to like make a love story out of something. They tried to do it. Dude, that movie was so fucking bad. Like I literally like lost like enamel on my teeth from grinding them so hard. Watching the second Suicide Squad, I would watch that over and over and
Really?
over again. It's just a goofy movie, and
Cool, I like goofy
there's always
movies.
something going on too.
yeah,
it's,
and
it's
they-
constantly moving.
They took exactly what it was. These rejects that were never ever going to be anybody ever, and then they just pretty much made the best characters possible. These funny looking characters, these funny power characters, Polka Dot Boy, the Shark, all those
Oh,
things.
even
sure.
Pete
And-
Davidson in it though.
What?
Pete Davidson though.
Yeah.
Great.
And they made it just. It was just
I
so.
fucking hate Pete
They,
Davidson.
the way
No,
this
but
movie
his
was
character
made
is
is how the
great.
first one should have been made.
Yeah.
Because they tried to make the first one serious.
Yeah.
With the Joker and Harley Quinn. Now they have this new movie with Idris Alba and even the Rick Story. Not Rick Story. Is it Rick Story? No, Rick Story's a UFC fighter.
Are you talking about
The soldier guy.
the leader?
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Cena's in it. Dude,
Flag. It's Flag.
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 Rick Flag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch it. It's good.
Alright,
and then
I'll watch it.
even Peacemaker is pretty fucking good too. And Peacemaker actually went back to the old roots of like actual white people being racist. They said like certain words. You're like,
It's a really good movie.
way to go, HBO. I thought this shit was canceled, but this got this fucking Terminator 2 guy just spitting that shit out. You'll like it.
All right.
Yeah.
But going back to like Batman and Joker, I'm not really excited for this new Joker that's
Yeah,
supposed
once
to
you
be.
told me it was a musical.
I don't-
No.
crazy
This is
with that.
not the Joaquin Phoenix one.
Like
So
Jared
if you
Leto.
watch the new Suicide Squad, there's a clip at the end that previews a little. You never saw it? I will show you the clip after this.
What do you mean?
They-
Previews a Joker and
The Joker.
Jared Leto's Joker?
No, this
Joaquin
new Joker.
Phoenix?
No, this new Joker they're having. You didn't see that?
Wait, hold
off
on.
the Batman?
Are you
Off
saying
the new
the Batman or the Suicide Squad?
Oh no, Batman.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
yeah,
mixed
yeah.
up.
I was
Yeah,
confused.
you're
My
talking about
bad.
Barry Carrington or something like that. Barry Carrigan or whatever the fuck his name is. He was the guy from
I wasn't like too keen on like that whole little scene.
They made they made that whole scene a lot like Silence of the Lambs, where Clarice goes meets Hannibal Lecter, gets his opinion.
Yeah.
He says something that that hits him in the deep. I don't necessarily know if I will like this new Joker, but I feel like Joaquin Phoenix Joker isn't it shouldn't be a Joker movie. It shouldn't be anything affiliated with DC at all. I think that Joker movie should have just been a homage to the Joker, but they should never call it Joker, because once you do that, you start throwing in other Jokers that they compare him to. Yeah. Joaquin Phoenix killed that role. He did a fucking phenomenal job. And I feel like that with him having to be part of the DC universe now, it's like it kind of like
but do you?
The only thing I didn't like was like
him
how
part
he's
of
like
the universe. So I
no,
don't.
you don't. But the Joker's not a guy you should ever, and I mean ever, relate to. Making him a main character.
No, but I didn't like that he was like slow. You know, he wasn't like smart. The Joker is supposed to be smart and like witty.
Quick,
well, also like it's okay. He's the
like,
Joker, right? But then there's like no. Like, think about, like, he's what? How is he's, like, in his at least in his 40s?
Well, the Joker's always been older than Batman.
Yes, but then, like, okay, by the time Batman grows up, this guy is going to be, like, walking around in a walker.
I think that there should be at least, like, a 15-year...
That seems appropriate.
So Robert Pattinson and Joaquin Phoenix now would probably work.
Yeah. I mean, I did like the new Batman. I like that we're hitting the vigilante stage. Because like we never really got that from.
We never got the detective aspect. I mean, you got Christian Bale, a little detective here and there, but
the only thing I was critical about on that was I didn't like that he was like emo. He had like the emo look to him. He had the long hair, like down in front of his face.
Yeah, he didn't have that like.
But I think there was a lot of
Bruce Wayne.
He didn't walk around with that.
No, but I don't think he's not at that stage yet though.
Yeah, he's not Bruce Wayne.
He's
yet.
not.
Yeah. Remember, there's three Batmans. There's the Batman who, like, the Dark Knight. There is Bruce.
Yeah, but he's just like, it's not even like he was like how Christian Bale was when in the first one.
Well,
he's just like.
But they're going back to the comics. They're trying to They're trying to go to the comics. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's why.
But keep in mind too, like you got Batman, who is the vigilante fighting crime Batman. Then you got Bruce Wayne, who's I'm in the open, I'm a rich guy, like Donald Trump kind of guy. Then you got the Bruce Wayne who's behind doors with Alfred, and just like being his sensitive self. So like Christian Bale is able to play all three characters. I believe Robert Pattinson could play all three characters.
I thought he was good.
But the script didn't really play for that, because the only time you really saw him as Bruce Wayne was at the funeral, and who's really joyfully playful at a funeral.
Yeah, exactly.
There was no fundraiser where you had people come over to his suite or anything like that, so you didn't get to catch that fake Bruce Wayne yet.
I think that's going to come, though, in later movies. I think they're really trying to do stages.
They are, and I think what they're going to do is they should really dive into the characters that are... like, you don't have to have the CGI characters. Like, they could go with Zaz. Remember Zaz, who did the check marks on his chest? That should be a villain they bring up. Like, when the Christopher Nolan movies came out, Ra's al Ghul, I didn't even know who that fucking was until the Christopher Nolan made him.
Yeah.
Bane was done twice. The Joker done a dozen times.
Yeah,
Riddler done twice. Catwoman done 3 times.
But I do think that they're, like, what was it? Jack Nicholson that did the Joker, too, right? I mean, I thought he... Like, there's different time periods of, like, good Jokers that fit that time. That makes sense.
Jack Nicholson Joker was just Jack Nicholson being Jack Nicholson, I think.
Yeah.
I think of Jack Nicholson like some, like, Noble Oak.
What about, but what about Mike...
Rye. You'll have the Joker.
All right, but what about, like, Michael Keaton Batman in that time?
No.
You don't think so?
He's a good Bruce Wayne. He was very charming.
Yeah.
But, like, him as Batman, not really. I feel like Batman can be very, very intense. And the most intense Batman I've seen so far was probably the more newer Batmans, which would be Christian Bale, Robert Pattinson, and Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck also, too. And because he's Ben Affleck, he's not a good Batman.
So I like his whole dynamic with Gal Gadot, like, as Diane. Like, I like that whole... back and forth a little bit.
But you can't have the career that Ben Affleck had and then just be Batman now. Like, he's had too much happen where it's almost like, oh my God, I cannot not see Ben Affleck. You know what I'm saying? Christian Bale went from Reign of Fire to American Psycho, Reign of Fire.
Don't forget about the Newsies.
The Newsies. But, like, then he was Batman.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton had a bunch of movies too, but then, in 1989, I was born. Like, I grew up, that was my Batman. When you look at Ben Affleck now, like, not even Ben Affleck. Look at Robert Pattinson. He did Twilight, but that's so far removed now. Where he did a bunch of like
He's
independent.
also trying to get away from that too. He hated
But
that.
he did like Water for Elephants. You know, Remember Me. Like you don't really remember him as like a big mainstream actor. You just remember him. Oh, he was the guy from Twilight. So he's so far removed from that movie where he could pull off Batman. When you're Ben Affleck and you're still in the fucking limelight between like J-Lo, and then the Town, Argo,
Great movie.
like those all good movies like. Armageddon, like you just see Ben Affleck. You can't get around it. You just can't get around it. I mean, for me, maybe me personally, I can't get around the fact that's Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's Batman, I can't do it. He was also Daredevil.
So I'm a big Elektra fan. Now we're going to Daredevil because he cameoed in Elektra.
What, she cameoed in Daredevil?
Yeah, she did, and then he did like
Well, the Charlie Cox Daredevil you talking about?
So they
Right?
cut it out of the theatrical.
Which
cut.
Elektra you talking about?
The one with what's her face? Jennifer Garner, his ex-wife.
Yeah, no, you like that?
I liked her as Elektra. Yeah, I remember watching. I mean, I was also like 10 or whenever they came out.
That's when Colin Farrell was the Penguin, and now he was Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Yeah, he's Bullseye in
the Daredevil
Batman.
movie.
And Daredevil. You know the
Remember
guy.
the original Daredevil with Ben Affleck's Daredevil, the movie.
Yeah, I watched it forever ago. I
Okay.
haven't watched
He's
it
the bad
recently.
guy.
Colin
So.
Farrell was Bullseye, the Irish hitman.
Okay.
He stabbed.
Okay,
He
yeah,
fucking stabbed that bitch with the scythe.
I
For the
watched
fuck
it
it was.
so long ago,
He
man.
kills Jennifer Gardner.
Yeah, and I wish she remained dead. Not her, but that movie was so good but terrible at the same time.
Yeah, but I wish that they actually went along with Daredevil. I hate that he only did that one movie.
I think Charlie Cox is the best Daredevil.
Yeah, he's really good.
The Daredevil.
The show?
Yeah.
I never really got into the show.
The show's good. I think Charlie Cox is good. He looks like Tony Romo.
Sometimes I get
does look like Tony
skeptical of those like DC shows, even like some of the Marvel shows. I get really skeptical.
Okay. I just don't
No,
think.
those series were good.
Yeah,
Were great. The
I
only one
just-
that was sucked was Iron Fist.
Yeah, the Defenders.
The Defenders was alright,
I thought that was
Like-
trash.
like
but
the
he's like, I'm Danny Rand. No
Yeah.
one gives a fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Like The Flash, like the show The Flash was good,
I
and
didn't
then it
watch it.
trailed off. Oh, I got into a Flash real quick. I like went through a couple seasons,
Well,
and
apparently
then
the guys you're talking about earlier on, you're big into the Flash. Thank you. No one? Fucking whatever, dude. That was a solid joke.
I got really big into the Flash like a couple years ago, and then like it got to a certain point in the series, like one of the seasons, and it just trails off. Sometimes I feel like when you go
I was like Green Arrow also though.
I saw a
Yeah.
couple episodes of that.
It was pretty good.
But then
I
they
watched
have
it a lot.
the
and
new
then-
Flash, like Ezra Miller, I think, and he's
Yeah.
going off the rails. Honestly, I like the
Well,
guy
same
from the
thing
show
with
better.
The new Joker too. They're both arrested. They have no idea what's going to go on right now. Because the guy who played the new Joker in the Batman movie, like he got like an assault charge or assault or whatever it was in Ireland, and the guy you're talking about who plays the Flash, he had an assault charge wherever he's at,
Yeah.
so he got arrested as well. His jaw too wide. Is he Luke Wilson?
I don't like him as the Flash. I like the guy from the show. I think he, I mean, it's too far gone now. I mean, that was, when they started, it was years ago.
I will tell you this much though: the best addition to any superhero movie ever, like character-wise, Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd deserved to be the
He's-
Ant-Man. Paul Rudd deserved.
I can't see anybody
love
else
Paul
being.
Rudd.
Paul Rudd is phenomenal.
He also tweeted at me.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No way.
I swear to God. They did a thing.
Show us or it didn't happen.
They did
I would
it-
drink with Paul Rudd.
He
any
didn't
day
like
of the-
just so when the
Look at my battery life. How much battery life I have in there? Is it red?
it's plugged in.
Yeah, but it's red.
Yeah, but it says plugged in.
Okay, as long as it doesn't cut off, I don't care. Go on.
When Civil War came out, if you tweeted like I don't use Twitter.
Oh, I remember you telling me this.
I don't
yeah.
use Twitter, but like the girl I was dating at the time, her sister was big into Marvel, and she was like, if you tweet, like they'll send you a little video. So I tweeted like hashtag like Team Cat, and so Paul Rudd took a video. He goes, Evan, nice job choosing Team Cat.
That's pretty cool.
Like the guy that plays Winter Soldier, like did like
Sebastian Stan.
yeah,
I
he like
love
messaged
him.
or he tweeted at my ex-girlfriend's sister like, Melissa,
Wow,
like thanks.
how long that must take. The only time I've only went to Twitter once, and the one time I went to Twitter, Eric Dickerson, the Hall of Fame running back for the Rams, commented on my not on me personally, but the
We're like, oh my god.
well,
Oh my
so the
God.
Rams changed their jerseys and logo, and I fucking hated it. So I went to Twitter because I know Twitter was a big platform, and I was trying to create a petition to change the logo or change something about it.
Are
And
you really that active
and
about it?
COVID just started. What the fuck else am I doing? And apparently the whole Twitter feed that I had on top of the petitions I created, Eric Dickerson commented on like, I'll step in and try to change the logo. And lo and behold, a year later, they changed the jerseys back sort of towards like the old like 1970s jerseys, and which I fucking love. And we won the Super Bowl in them, even better. So just saying. But yeah,
I
Paul,
don't think we've gotten one podcast without you bringing up the Rams.
I will never do a podcast where I do not bring up the Rams.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, wait. So, what was the first movie that you saw Paul Rudd in?
Clueless.
Me too.
So Paul Rudd is Josh.
Yes.
Josh plays Paul Rudd. And forever, if people go like, oh, Paul Rudd, I'm like, oh, you mean Josh from Clueless? Because, yeah, I'm like, yeah, no, Josh from Clueless.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of guys don't know what Clueless is.
You know what Clueless is? No.
I've probably seen it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't feel like that. Like,
He's-
my dad showed me that movie, which my dad likes those types of movies. We watch,
Paul Rudd's fantastic in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I forgot he was in that.
yeah.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
P.P.O.P.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like everything I've seen him in, even like him being in Friends in the later seasons.
Yeah, was it Monica's? No.
No, it was Phoebe's
Phoebe's brother?
boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just Paul Rudd, and he fits perfectly.
Yeah,
No matter
I
what
like
he's
Paul
in, I
Rudd.
think he does a great job.
I think. Who do you think the best cameo actor is of all time? I want to say probably Ben Stiller.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of Ben Stiller, I just watched Happy Gilmore the other day because it was on Netflix. I was like, oh, let me watch
Yeah.
this. And just a little, like,
Dude, Ben Stiller
can't.
is I think in our generation,
He's so funny, man.
the greatest comedic actor of all time. I think he beats out Jim Carrey.
Oh, your fingers hurt?
I think he beats out Jim Carrey. He definitely beats out Jim Carrey. For my opinion, Ben Stiller can lead a movie, cameo in a movie, co-star.
He's
in
a
a
great
movie.
actor.
I mean, he's well rounded.
Yeah. So I don't think
Like in
it's very rare you see Jim Carrey ever co-star. Oh, I'm sorry.
in Dodgeball, he's excellent.
White
he's
Goodman.
he's a supporting character in that movie.
I know, but I'm saying
Right.
he's just a good actor.
But then you watch like The Pick of Destiny, where he's
I've never
like
seen that.
I've never heard of that movie.
Tenacious D, The Pick of Destiny.
No,
Oh,
I never
yeah, I
heard of
didn't
that
know.
movie.
It's a Jack Black. It's Tenacious D. The Jack Black's band. Pretty much, they're trying to find this pick that makes you shred like crazy. So pretty much, they're wondering why all these bands are so successful. And they go, "Oh my God, they have the same pick, which is the Devil's pick."
Okay.
So David Grohl from Foo Fighters plays the Devil in this movie.
Surprised I haven't watched this movie. It's something I would watch.
It's amazing. And at one point, they go to this music store, and the guy, obviously the guy behind the counter's back is turned to them, and he turns around, and there's fucking Ben Stiller with his big fucking handlebar mustache, and he goes like, they're like, "Do you know anything about the Pick of Destiny?" He goes, "Come here." Brings to a fucking closet, right? Has like a lighter on the whole time talking to him, and then some guy's like, and then the light turns on. He's like, it's like the greatest fucking thing. I think I fucked that whole scene up, but Ben Stiller is he could run with Meet the Parents, Along Came Polly. He could run a movie. Then you got him being a supporting character, Dodgeball.
nobody makes.
Does he
bleed my own
does he
blood.
actually does he do many supporting character? Oh, what was the movie with Ed Norton when Ben Stiller is a rabbi and Norton's a priest, whatever it was, and then you got him as the cameo shit where like he's like Ben
And then,
Stiller is the comedic genius of our generation. You can't get around, and Steve Carell's not far behind him. Steve Carell can act.
He's
I do not like Steve Carell.
you don't like him?
I don't like The Office.
Nothing, but that,
I don't like
Office.
that.
My
I don't like
soul.
the what's that movie? Dinner for Schmucks or whatever.
that was a terrible movie.
Oh God,
No,
I couldn't.
but
I
what about
couldn't. I
40 Year
couldn't.
Paul
Virgin?
Rudd in that? Paul Rudd was that, right?
I don't know.
No, he was.
maybe.
I think
Paul
he
Rudd
was.
I think
yeah.
I watched that movie for
Yeah.
10 minutes. So I was like, I can't
No,
do
it's
this
it's
anymore.
not that good. But what about 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yeah, that's all right.
that is
I mean, I just don't
that
think
is-
like I don't find him.
There was a movie called I forgot what it was with he was like a coach for a wrestling team.
Oh,
Fox catcher. was it maybe? And Steve Carell, it was a true story. Because it was,
I know the story.
He kills it. Steve Carell in that role, he took all of his office awkwardness and manifested it into a person.
All right, what about Vince Vaughn though? Vince Vaughn's been
Love Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn is good, but he
hasn't done anything recently.
he boxed
but
himself into a corner.
In that age, that day and age though, back then, like all those guys.
If you want to watch a really good movie with Vince Vaughn, Return to Paradise. Vince Vaughn, Joaquin Phoenix, and some other guy. They go to another country where they buy a bunch of weed and they get these bicycles, and they dump the bicycles because they was high. And then what's his name?
Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn goes back to the States with his buddy, and Joaquin Phoenix goes, "I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna keep living the life." They go, "Good." They don't hear from him for years. Apparently, so a lawyer comes up to Vince Vaughn saying, "Hey, by the way, your friend, he ended up getting caught." Because the company that had the bicycles was looking for the bikes. They sent him to the address where Joaquin Phoenix is at, and they found all this weed. And they're going to hang him to death. But they won't if you and your other friend decide to return back to this country and do 5 years of prison time. And now the decision is, will Vince Vaughn and this guy go back to this country to serve prison time in this fucking third world country prison so their buddy Joaquin Phoenix won't get hanged to death. Fucked up movie, but it's so good, and the ending makes you do this. That's the ending.
Well,
is that good? Bad?
You watch it, you tell me. It's on my Vudu.
Well, I mean,
what's it called?
Return to Paradise.
I think like Vince Vaughn in like old school Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers, one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
I think him and Owen Wilson I think are great.
Yeah,
they have
they
really
go.
great chemistry on
Do you
screen.
know what movie actually really great with Owen Wilson, Vince Vaughn, and Ben Stiller was Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that
Dude,
one
it's
too.
so funny.
Honestly, I like the internship
Close to the mic.
too.
The Internship's good.
The internship actually was good for.
I don't really watch that. Was Vince Vaughn in that?
Yeah.
It was Vince
it's
Vaughn
him
and Owen Wilson.
Oh yeah, but
When they're like older and they like
yeah.
I think they lost.
On the online.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
On the line.
They're working for Google.
Yeah.
You know, I thought that was actually a really good movie for coming out like out of that era. I think it was still kind of how they were.
Yeah, I mess with. I will say this: I've never seen a movie that Ryan Gosling has done that I did not like.
So you've watched The Notebook.
Mm-hmm. Good movie. Nicholas Sparks is a great writer.
I can't watch him in certain movies though because I just think of The Notebook. I'm not gonna lie.
If you watch him into A Place Beyond the Pines,
Isn't that in that for like 5 minutes though? Like he's not even.
but
in
yeah,
it
the
that
thing
long.
is like that movie is got so many layers to it because like you got these A-list actors, and they kill them off throughout the movie where you forget that they were in the movie because it changes. So like you got Ryan Gosling, he fucked Eva Mendes, had a kid with her. Who's that? They're really good. I forgot who she was with, but like it ended up being like he was robbing banks, and then Bradley Cooper shoots and kills him, and then
He's
Bradley
good,
Cooper
too.
now has a family, and the kid that was Ryan Gosling's grew up to be best friends with Bradley Cooper's kid, and there was this whole fucking like one thing after another. And it was just like a layer after layer after layer, and you're like, "Holy shit!" The Place Beyond Pines gets no love when it comes to great movies.
So wait, how do you feel on him being Ken though for the new Barbie movie? Did you hear about that? Ryan Gosling will be Ken in the new Barbie movie
I would love
with
it. The same.
Margaret Robbie.
God, she's.
And they had pictures in their outfits.
Who's the director?
I don't remember.
It all changes. It all
I was watching some
changes.
clips, but from what I could tell from the outfits and the clips of like them doing their shooting, like the couple of what they had, I mean they're going back to what Ken and Barbie is though. He's beach blonde hair though. I'm not a big fan of him being bleach blonde.
He's always been bleach blonde, hasn't he?
Not this blonde. He's like bleach blonde.
I think if they're gonna do a Ken and Barbie movie, I'm calling him Matt.
I think they're perfect to play each-
Yeah, he's a Ken
Yeah.
Ken doll body.
And Margot Robbie, I think, is perfect to be Barbie. I mean, they had a clip of her doing Barbie's voice, and I think she does a good job.
Yeah, because she had an annoying high pitch. Oh, hey, I'm Barbie. I'm Harley Quinn, Mr. J. Like, no. But like, what's the movie gonna be about?
I think it's just how they come to be, like how they become Ken and Barbie.
Let's just okay, because just like people like
You know?
they were all pissed off about Buzz Lightyear movie.
Yeah.
But it was like
It's-
they were mad about Buzz Lightyear because it was Chris Evans' voice. But like, yeah, Chris Evans is Buzz Lightyear, but Tim Allen is the toy.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it-
that's what people don't understand.
Yeah.
This is like, and one of my friends, she saw it, and she's like, they did in the beginning explain that like, this is the movie that Andy fell in love with, and that is why he got the toy.
Right.
They say that in the beginning, so like that's.
I
Clarify.
didn't watch the movie yet, but I'm sure
I want to
it's-
watch it.
I'm sure
it
it's
looks
good.
it looks good.
I do want to watch it.
I mean, all the characters though are like big actors, like the voices.
Yeah.
Are
Like
they?
if you look it up, yeah, all good actors.
Did you ever realize? Do you watch Pocahontas?
I did.
Do you know who the actress in that movie is?
Oh,
Do you know the actress of Pocahontas?
I don't
is?
remember her name, but I like her face is in my head.
Who was John Smith?
Oh, it was I know this.
It's gonna blow your mind because not a lot of people know this. Unless you looked it up, you have no idea.
Is it Ben Stiller?
No, I know who it is. Oh my God, what's his name?
So the guy. So I'm not sure who played Pocahontas because I couldn't give a shit. But the guy who played John Smith was Mel Gibson.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's what. It
And
was.
then you know who Thomas was?
No, I don't.
So you know the guy who shot the chief? Or
Yeah.
Thomas is Christian Bale.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
Okay. So Christian Bale did an interview like way back when I like found it like just scrolling, and he was like talking about that and like his early
Yeah.
stages.
So Christian
of,
Bale was Thomas, and that his actual accent, because people don't think Christian Bale's Welsh or whatever the hell it is. Like he's like some sort of like type of British.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not
I didn't
American.
know. I didn't know.
Yeah. Okay, you're the people I'm talking about.
Yeah, well,
Did you
congratulations.
think that? The blank look you're giving me means that you probably didn't know that either.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he's on his accent.
didn't know that.
His accent in the Prestige is his accent. Yeah,
I didn't
that's
know
how
that.
good he is. Where's
Sorry.
Where's Hugh Jackman from?
Florida? I don't fucking know.
No, Hugh Jackman's not from here. He's from
Australia.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth. Where's he from?
Australia.
Okay, you knew that one.
Yeah. His
Their
voice is the
accents
same
are
and
so.
everything.
Yeah, he doesn't
True.
really change his accent.
Well, that new movie came out. Netflix.
Liam
Go ahead, hit me with
does.
another one. Hit me
Liam does.
Hit me with another one.
Someone who's
Punch you right
foreign.
in the-
Who's
I'm gonna punch you right in the
Cillian
face.
Murphy.
Who?
Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, he's not American.
Yeah, where is he from?
England.
No, he's actually Irish.
Is he?
Colin Farrell. Where's he from?
It's not from here. He's from.
Ireland.
I should have said Ireland. His last name's Murphy.
Yeah.
Nope. Well, Colin Farrell.
My last name's Nolan.
I know what your last name is.
Yeah, it's Irish. My
And
name.
I know where you're from.
My name is Irish as it gets.
No, it's not.
Well, I have two last names.
I have 3 first names. What's your? Well, you have 2 last names. Don't say it on the air, but I don't want some like micro dick guy looking you up. But
He would already know who I'm in anyway.
what was those words?
I said he would already know who I am anyway.
Anyway. So, all right, we're about 3 hours in
Yeah.
here.
Okay.
You
Wrap
look,
it
you look
up.
tired as
I'm
fuck.
fucking beat.
You sleeping here? Or you going home?
I'm going home. My back hurts.
You're welcome.
Enough with these gay slurs that
You're not
trying to
helping him
portray.
out.
Me?
I'm talking to him. He's
Oh.
not helping you out.
No. Well, I can promise I'm straight.
You can't blame the what is it?
Noble oak, double
Noble oak?
oak, rye
You
tree.
can't blame it on that.
There's a tree on there, so I keep saying fucking tree, but it's actually not a tree at all in the name. So, to those who suggest this, it was a good. Actually, I'm feeling it right now. So, want to close this out? Want
Yep.
to say goodbye? The Thor movie. I'm gonna say I predict. I'm gonna give it probably 8. If Christian Bale is as badass as they say he's gonna be, because they said that he's by far the best Marvel villain they've had since Thanos, probably better than Thanos. Because the best villain I think that Marvel's had was Thanos, then Loki. But if Christian,
Low key?
yeah, Loki was the most consistent villain
You
they've
think he
had.
was better than Ultron?
Yes.
I didn't really like Ultron.
Well, think of
I
it.
didn't like Age
He was
of
just a
Ultron.
really good.
The first
I thought
villain was the first Thor movie was
Yeah.
Loki, and then the first Avengers movie was Loki,
Yeah.
and then Thanos, well, obviously was the issue, but as far as other villains, like what, like the other villains died off immediately, like
Yeah.
they didn't hold any
True.
real value.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't even consider Loki.
I'll close. Yeah, you really can't. He's like an anti-hero
Yeah.
almost. I'll close out this one. So we're out to dinner tonight with my buddy.
Oh.
And we're like talking about the Thor movie, and he comes out and gives out the spoiler of a lifetime.
Uh-oh.
And I look at him like this, and he goes, "Whoa, all three of us are like, are you fucking kidding me?" He's like, "Oh, you didn't see it on YouTube?" We're like, "No." He goes,
We
"Oh."
don't want to.
He's like, "Oh, you didn't see it on Facebook?" No. And he's like, "Oh, so it's my fault you didn't see." So he went from like feeling upset to attacking us, to gaslighting us, to being angry, then being like, "I don't give a shit." He went through like the 7 stages of grief within like a 5 seconds for a spoiler for this movie. And I remember I looked at it. First things first, I kind of assumed what was going to happen was a spoiler, but then again, like what he said actually might be a thing.
Yeah.
So the movie
I'm
hasn't
gonna
come
go
out
ahead
yet.
and say that's.
I think it's probably a thing, but then also with the multiverse, you never know if it actually is a
true.
thing.
True.
So it was just funny because I'm looking at him like, and
You almost got up and walked out of the bar.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was our fault that he fucking
He blamed us.
Yeah, he casually came up with this spoiler, and it was like, yeah, no, it's your fault for not being on the same page as me.
That's not cool.
So, but all right, I'm good. You good?
I'm good.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Got nothing to plug really, other than the Noble Oak Double Oaked Rye.
They didn't pay you.
No free ads.
You don't plug it.
All right. Deuces.
Peace. Cheers.